Quakes Baseball. Brought to you in part by the Ontario Airport Marriott, Vineyard Bank, Charter Media, Galliano Winery, the City of Laughlin Convention and Visitors Bureau, Sprint, Chipotle, Red Roof Inn, the City of Rancho Cucamonga, Allstate Insurance, Farmer John, Xbox, Yellow Book USA, and NationwideSurveys.com. KWRM 1370 is the radio home for Quakes Baseball all season long. Now, here's the voice of the Quakes, Rob Sinclair.
Well, thank you very much, and indeed, here we are. The epicenter is the setting once again where tonight the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes will look to rebound from a tough loss last night as they fell to Lake Elsinore by a final count of 9-6. Quakes blew a 5-run lead in last night's ballgame. Tonight, we'll see if they can get a lead and keep it as they hand the ball to the right-hander, Carl Jelena. Fans, good evening to you. My name is Rob Sinclair, coming to you live from here in Rancho Cucamonga. We mentioned the loss last night for the Quakes halted their little 2-game mini-winning streak. Quakes, halfway through this ballgame, seemed to have a pretty commanding lead. They had a 6-1 lead after the fifth. They had Micah Posey throwing the ball very, very well on the hill. Posey ended up turning in his 7th quality start of the year, went 6 innings, gave up just 2 runs. One of them earned, set a season high with 7 strikeouts, which was just one off of his career high. But when the Quakes turned it over to the bullpen in the 7th inning, that's when things started to go wrong for the Quakes. As Aaron Pullen came on to work the 7th for Rancho Cucamonga, he gave up a couple of runs, but still the Quakes were in pretty good position on top, 6-4 going into the 8th, but Kevin Lynch had an uncharacteristic off night as he struggled with his command. He retired just one of the 5 batters that he faced, was charged with 4 runs, 3 earned in just 1/3 of an inning as he took the loss. Brad Beck came on in a big situation with the bases loaded, 1 out, and the Quakes up 6-5, gave up a 2-run single to the left-handed hitting Peter Ciafrone as the Quakes opted for the lefty-lefty matchup. Then a couple of runs scored once Kevin Jepsen came in. All told, 5 runs in the 8th for Lake Elsinore last night. They turned a 6-4 loss into a 6-4 deficit into a 9-6 lead and went on to win by that same count. So tonight, Quakes send the right-hander Carl Jelena to the hill. He is 1-3 with a 5.76 ERA. He'll be opposed by Lake Elsinore right-hander Evan Meek, who is 4-4 with a 4.81 earned run average. First pitch coming up in a minute or so. But right now, we'll go ahead and step aside for 60 seconds. When we come back, we'll have a look at the starting lineups and get you all squared away with the first pitch in this one. Quakes and the Storm in Game 2 of a 4-game series. That's coming up in 1 minute right here on the Quakes Radio Network.
This is Rob Sinclair, the voice of the Quakes for the Ontario Airport Marriott. If you're looking for a great place to eat, the Ontario Airport Marriott features the D Street Sports Bar and Grill, open daily from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 a.m., the Pacific Grill for the fine diner, or stop by the 24-hour Pacific Deli. The Ontario Airport Marriott is located at 2200 East Holt Boulevard, just off the 10 freeway. The Ontario Airport Marriott, a proud sponsor of your 2006 Quakes on the radio.
The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is back. Get 4 club seats, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, a Quakes baseball, 2 Boomers miniature golf passes, 2 Cold Stone Creamery buy 2 get 2 free coupons, and a voucher for a free on-demand movie from Charter Media, all for just $38. The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is available May 26th, June 16th, June 30th, and August 25th. For more information, call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252.
We just had the end of our national anthem performed this evening by Jason Gross, and now the right-hander Carl Jelena will begin his warm-up tosses in just a couple of minutes, and we'll be all set to go here in Game 2 of this 4-game series between the Quakes and the Storm here on Negro League Appreciation Night. Had a nice pregame ceremony for Carl Long and the other Negro League greats that are out here at the ballpark tonight as we celebrate our past. And Also, fireworks after the ball game tonight, courtesy of Charter Communications. So come on out and enjoy that in case you're wondering what to do on a nice Friday night in Rancho Cucamonga. Come on, head to the ballpark. Nothing could be better. Carl Jonah will begin his warm-up tosses in just a second. A couple of ceremonial first pitches beforehand, as we'll take a look at the standings in the California League very quickly. In the Southern Division, High Desert tied with these Lake Elsinore Storm at 12-8, so we are 20 games in to the 70-game second half. So we're on the back end of the season, although not yet to the halfway point of this second half. Mavericks and Storm both 12-8. They are in front by 2.5 games on Inland Empire. 66ers are 9-10. Then you have Rancho Cucamonga at 9-12 and Lancaster 8-11. Both clubs 3.5 out of first place. Fans, let's take a look at how Lake Elsinore will line up against Carl Jelena. Storm 12-8 in the second half, as we mentioned, and 48-42 overall. Leading it off for Lake Elsinore, the center fielder Josh Howard. Then it's the shortstop Sean Kazmar, and the left fielder Peter Ciafrone will hit third. In the middle of the order, Nick Croft is the cleanup man. He's in right field. The third baseman Chase Headley gets fifth, and hitting sixth and playing first base is Tim Brown. In the bottom third of the order, Nick Hundley is the catcher. He's in the seventh spot in the order. Batting eighth and playing second base, a late addition to the lineup, Matt Hagan, who is a catcher by trade, but he played first base last night. Now will play second base tonight. Skip Adams was originally in the lineup, but Adams, if you remember last night, got into a big collision out in shallow center field with his teammate Sean Kazmar, and Adams was in the lineup when Lake Elsinore got to the ballpark, but was a late scratch. So Matt Hagan replaces him and plays second base, and then rounding things out in the 9-hole, the DH Tim Turner. So again for Lake Elsinore, Howard, Kazmar, and Ciafrone, Crosta, Headley, and Brown, followed by Hundley, Hagan, and Turner. And the starter tonight for Lake Elsinore is the right-hander, Evan Meek. So there you have part one of the starting lineup. So we'll give you part two in the bottom half of this inning. As Carl Jelena has finished his warm-up tosses, the vitals on Jelly, a right-hander, 6'4", 200 pounds. Closing in on his 23rd birthday. That'll be coming up in less than a month. Quakes will be up in Stockton on August 6th when Jelena hits the big 2-3. So right now, 22 years old still. He is from Quebec, Canada, a 47th round pick out of northeastern Oklahoma back in 2003. Jelena on the season, 1-3 with a 576 earned run average. Got to win his last time out against Visalia. He's ready to go. Josh Howard is in from the left side, and the first offering, a fastball for a called strike one. We're underway a little bit late at 7:08 this evening. Umpires tonight, Bradley Lawhead calling the balls and strikes, and Matt Hensel is on the base path. Here's a two-hopper to Sean Rodriguez at short. Pick, throws, got him. Score that one 6-3, routine for Rodriguez. And an easy first out for Carl Jelena here in the top of the first. Carl Jelena making just his sixth start of the year. That's, of course, due in large part to the 50-game suspension that he had handed down from minor league baseball earlier this season. Jelena, in 29 2/3, has given up 19 earned runs on 40 hits. Sean Kazmar is in for the right side. And the curve at the knees from Carl Jelena. The count 0-1. Jelena not overpowering, but has excellent command. He showed that last year in Cedar Rapids when he only walked 20 batters in 150-plus innings. Down low there, it's 1-1. This season, Jelena with 17 strikeouts in 29 2/3, but only 4 walks. So 4-to-1 ratio of strikeouts to walks, just like he had last year. Opponents hitting .315 against him. Outside there with a fastball. And the count now 2-1. Fans still filing into the ballpark here in Rancho Cucamonga. A late arriving Southern California crowd. 2-1. Ground ball underneath the glove of Jelena. Diving stop by Ryan Leahy at second base to his feet, and he'll throw him out. What a play by Ryan Leahy, ranging to his right, going up the middle. Stretched out for that one. You can score it 4-3 and put a little star next to it. That was a lovely play by Ryan Leahy on the backhand side. Jelena's gotten a couple of ground outs here in the first, and with no score, there's Peter Ciafrone, the left-handed hitting left fielder for Lake Elsinore. Ciafrone hitting .339, 3 homers and 45 RBIs in 47 games for Lake Elsinore. As the fastball is down low, and the count is 1-0. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, outfield around towards left. Fastball high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Set up the Quakes defensively for you. In the outfield, Pat Riley is in left, Cody Fuller in center, and Cliff Remley, another start in right field. So Riley, Fuller, and Remley left to right in the outfield. Give you the infield in just a second as Jelena misses down and in. And it's now 3-0 on Ciafrone. Freddy Sandoval at third base, Sean Rodriguez at short. On the right side, Ryan Lakey plays second. Ben Johnson gets the start at first. And the catcher today is Michael Collins. And Kazmar steps out, takes a little walk around the batter circle, and now stands back in. 3-0. There's a fastball strike from Carl Jelena. Ciafrone taken all the way, and it's 3-1 now. Beautiful night for baseball. A little bit hot for my liking. Fastball on the outside corner. It's full now, 3-2. I think daytime temperature was in the hundreds today, maybe 105. That was the rumor anyway. I was in the air conditioning all day. 3-2 fouled off to the left. We'll do it again. I leave the elements to other people. I prefer as sterile and as unnatural an environment as possible. When it's winter, I want heat on. When it's summer, I want air conditioning. 3-2, foul back, we'll do it again. I mean, what's that, nature? Nature's for the birds, folks. I'll take the creature comforts. Ciafrone back in from the left side. No score here in the top of the first. And the payoff pitch from Jelena in the air, shallow left field. Coming in, Pat Riley, still coming in, won't get there. It'll drop in front of him, a little soft single the opposite way for Peter Ciafrone. He got jammed, but he comes up with his first hit of the night. And that will keep this first inning going for the cleanup man, Nick Crosta. So, Ciafrone with a base hit, and Crosta will stand in from the right side as he looks down to Rick Renteria, the Lake Elsinore skipper, giving the signs over at third base. Tom Tornin-Casa, the hitting coach, coaching over there at first for Lakey. As Jelena will work from the stretch, and the first offering to Crosta, fastball fouled back, in the count 0-1. Quakes once again wearing the Negro League jerseys tonight. The varying Negro League apparel. Some guys have the Homestead Braves jerseys, otherwise the Detroit jerseys or Hillsdale. This one in the air, hit pretty well down the right field line. Remley going back, still going back, and this will be foul. Just barely missed the chalk as Crosta was looking for extra bases the opposite way. And just missed landing that one down in the corner. So Ciafrone goes back to first. The count now 0-2 on Crosta. The Quakes wearing various shades of white. Some jerseys pinstriped, others not. Lake Elsinore with the road gray tops, the gray pants, and black undershirts. Shadows on most of the infield grass. A little sliver of sunlight in front of second base. Here's the 0-2 in the air, left center field, hit well, but it'll be playable for Cody Fuller as he comes in and makes the catch. Fuller, the center fielder, coming in, puts it away, and a quiet first inning for Carl Jelena after that two-out single by Peter Ciafrone. Lake Elsinore, not too much noise here in the top of the first. No runs to hit, no errors, and one left. To the bottom of the first we go. Score, Lake Elsinore 0, and the Quakes coming up.
Fans, for all your real estate needs, call Century 21 Excellence of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-373-1768. Whether you're buying, selling, or refinance, call on the name you can trust. Century 21 Excellence of Rancho Cucamonga, partners in our community. With multiple offices to serve the Los Angeles, San Bernardino, Riverside, and Orange County areas, they can help you whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing. That's Century 21 Excellence of Rancho Cucamonga, partners in our community. Call them at 909-373-1768. Again, 909-373-1768.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history. offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Here at the Epicenter, no score between the Quakes and the Lake Elsinore Storm as the right-hander Evan Meek has finished his warm-up tosses. Let's take a quick look at how the Quakes will line up against them. Rancho Cucamonga 9-12 in the second half, 41-50 overall. Leading it off for the Quakes, the DH Nate Sutton, who has been red hot. Then it's the third baseman Freddy Sandoval and the all-star shortstop Sean Rodriguez hits third. As Meek kicks and deals out of the windup. And the fastball down low to Nate Sutton, the count 1-0. In the middle third of the order, Pat Riley is the cleanup man. He's in left field. The catcher, Michael Collins, hits fifth. He's also an all-star. And batting sixth and playing right field, Cliff Remily. In the bottom third of the order, Ben Johnson is the switch-hitting first baseman. He'll bat seventh. Ryan Leahy made a nice defensive play in the top of this first inning. Hits eighth. He's at second base. And rounding things out in the nine hole, the center fielder, Cody Fuller, who is on an 8-game hitting streak. Another fastball low to Sutton. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Chase Headley in on the grass at third base. Fastball strike there. It's 2-1. Again for the Quakes, Sutton, Sandoval, and Rodriguez. Riley, Collins, and Remily, followed by Johnson, Leahy, and Fuller. And the starter, of course, Carl Jonah. Here's a slow 2-hopper to the first baseman, Tim Brown. He'll wait for that one and flip it to the pitcher, Evan Meek, covering the bag. Score that one 3-1. As Brown had to take his time on that one because the sun is setting right into his eyes. Sun setting down the third base line. So the sunlight right in the eyes of Tim Brown, which is why he had to be cautious with that one. But he still gets the out. Sutton retired 3-1. And now here's the switch hitter, Freddy Sandoval, in from the left side. Meek from the wide. Fastball on the outside corner, the count 0-1. Tell you about Evan Meek, right-hander from Bethel, Washington, 6 feet tall, 210 pounds, 23 years old. This one is fouled off sharply by Sandoval, the count 0-2. Evan Meek played his college baseball at Bellevue Junior College, began his career in the Twins organization, and was released last year before getting signed by the Padres. And how about this? Evan Meek got to spend last season in Beloit. The swing of the ball foul tipped and hung onto by the catcher, Nick Hundley. Freddy Sandoval strikes out swinging. First strikeout for Meek, second out here in the bottom of the first. And there are 2 gone. And actually, it's funny, on the Lake Elsinore roster, they have Beloit parentheses Minnesota. Beloit's actually in Wisconsin. He was with the Beloit Snappers last year. How lucky is Evan Meek? Get to spend an entire year in Beloit, Wisconsin? Can't beat that. Only way you can beat that is maybe by going to Appleton, Wisconsin, playing for the Timber Rattlers. Either way, sure he had a good time. First offering to Sean Rodriguez. Fastball for a strike, and the count 0-1. Meek 4-4 this year with a 4.81 earned run average. He's making his 18th start of the season. Right-hander against right-hander, the 0-1. Fastball down and away. And it's even at a ball and a strike. Opponents hitting .286 against Meek this year, who throws the ball well. 77 strikeouts and 82 1/3. It's a swing and a miss by Rodriguez. It's 1-2. But in his last start, how about this for Evan Meek? He gave up 10 runs to High Desert in a third of an inning. He got 1 out in the first and gave up 10 runs. Fastball down low, and it's 2-2. Before that, Meek had turned in a quality start against Inland Empire, and he's been tough on the Quakes this year. This one is fouled back over the roof and out of play. We'll do it again at 2-2. Meek has faced the Quakes twice before. Once on April 18th, he got a no decision, giving up a run in 4 1/3 innings. Then again, on June 20th, gave up a run in 5 innings. So he has given up just 2 runs in 2 starts against the Quakes this season. Fastball inside, and it's full on Rodriguez, 3-2. Lights have been turned on here in Rancho Cucamonga. Sun continuing to set off to our left. We probably still have another 45 minutes of sunlight left. Bobby Mitchell looks on from the third base coach's box. There's the 3-2 to Rodriguez. Swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. Evan Meek with a couple of strikeouts here in the bottom of the first. The Quakes go in order. And we'll go to the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Drew 1 complete, no score here at the Epicenter.
For 60 years, you've included Best Western in your family's summer vacation. To say thanks, the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada are offering a limited edition $50 Best Western travel card and up to 20% off your stays with their baseball fan rate. Experience the best summer ever with the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Because when you stay any 6 nights with them through August 19th, you'll receive a $50 travel card to use toward a future Best Western stay anywhere in the world, including the 338 hotels in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Visit them today at bestwesternbaseball.com or call 866-743-8738. And remember to book the baseball fan rate.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Nice floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you guys should have come down here. Hey, baby.
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
Top of the second, and Chase Headley will lead things off for Lake Elsinore. Switch hitter in from the left side as Jelena misses outside with a fastball, and the count 1-0. Headley, Brown, and Hundley, 5, 6, and 7 for Lake E. Here in the second, the 1-0. Change up, there's a strike right at the knee. And the count even at 1-1. Chase Headley hitting .293, 10 home runs, and 46 runs batted in. Fastball on the outside corner, it's 1-2. I tell you what, Chase Headley, a switch hitter with some power, could carve himself out a pretty good career, especially if he keeps hitting up around the 300 mark. Fastball inside. And it's even now at 2-2. Two to Headley. Foul back off the very top of the screen. That'll bounce back onto the field of play. Bat boy picks it up, and it stays 2-2. Chase Headley, former Tennessee Volunteer, came out in the second round back in 2005. 2-2. Bouncing ball, first base side. Nice stretch by Ben Johnson to make the play on the backhand side, and then he'll flip to Carl Jelena. Score that one 3-1. And that's the first out. And Carl Jelena switched uniforms. Carl Jelena is back in his Quakes uniform. Everybody else is wearing the Negro League uniforms, and I'm not sure if Jelena didn't like the sleeves, if they were catching on his elbow, if it was too baggy or what, but Carl Jelena back in the Quakes jersey. So there you go. Everybody else is wearing the Negro League jerseys, but Carl Jelena switched it up. Here's Tim Brown, fastball, a little bit low, and the count 1-0. Tim Brown did not start yesterday's ball game, but came in to pinch hit back in the 8th inning and promptly bounced into a double play. Curve for a strike, and it's 1-1. Outfield around towards right, looking for him to pull. Fastball low, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Tim Brown batting .276, 5 home runs, 42 runs batted in. Check swing. That's a fastball for a called strike, however. And it's even at 2-2. Tim Brown was playing independent ball last year in Kalamazoo, Michigan. 2-2. Foul back off the screen. We'll do it again. Signed by San Diego as a free agent back in December. Jelena from the windup. Inside target for Michael Collins. And a curveball just missed inside. And we'll do it again as the count goes full, 3-2. There's the 3-2. In the air, center field, hit pretty well. Fuller back on it, and he'll make the catch. Nicely done by Cody Fuller as he hesitated on that for just a second. Ball was hit right at him, had to decide where it was going to go. Then broke back and made the play. So 2 gone here in the top of the second. Base is empty, no score in this one. And the catcher, Nick Hundley, will stand in from the right side for Lake Elsinore. Fans want to remind you, Quakes Baseball brought to you in part by Chili's Bar and Grill in Rancho, Cucamonga. Located at 10598 Foothill Boulevard. Enjoy the atmosphere inside or the convenience of Chili's to go. That's Chili's. Live a little. As Nick Hundley chops one foul down the third base side, and the count 0-1. Nick Hundley, in just his 3rd game in a Lake Elsinore uniform, 4 hits in his first 9 at-bats. 0-1. Ball inside, and the count 1-1. Hundley, a 2nd-round pick out of Arizona last year. 1-1. Fastball down low. 2 balls and a strike. Hundley split time last year between Eugene and Fort Wayne and began this season in the Midwest League with the Fort Wayne Wizards. And before getting called up recently to the California League, here's another ground ball foul outside of third. And it stays 2-2. I mean, that runs it to 2-2. Hundley last night, 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Including a big 2-run single off of Aaron Pullen in the 7th. That's what pulled Lake Elsinore to within a couple of runs. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3, and that will do it for Lake Elsinore here in the top of the second. First strikeout of the night for Carl Jelena, and the Storm go in order. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. To the bottom of the second we go. Still scoreless between the Quakes and the Storm.
Hey fans, are you looking for the ultimate in custom home theater? There's one company in town that features everything, from the outrageous to the affordable, in audio-video equipment. It's Custom Home Technologies, your home theater experts. We feature the latest in multi-room systems, including whole house audio-video, home theater systems, surround sound, and more. Find out more by calling 909-292-3611 or log on to hometheaterbyhenry.com. That's Custom Home Technologies. We'll meet or beat any price.
When you apply a pesticide, it can wash off your lawn or garden when you water, wasting money and polluting local waterways. That's because runoff from lawns, gardens, streets, and sidewalks in San Bernardino County drains directly into the Santa Ana River without treatment. And if you are accidentally washing pesticides off your lawn and garden, they will be carried into the river. Here are a few choices you can make to save money and protect our local environment. Follow the directions on the product. Extra pesticide just gets washed off your lawn or garden. Use pesticide sparingly. Spot apply to selected areas rather than blanket apply to the entire entire lawn or garden. Avoid applying pesticides before a rainstorm. When watering your lawn and garden, make sure water does not run into the street and carry pesticide chemicals with it. Use non-toxic products for your garden and lawn whenever possible. If you must use pesticides, make sure they are in sealed, waterproof containers that cannot leak. When it is time to dispose of leftover chemicals, call 1-800-253-2687 for the household hazardous waste collection site near you. For more pollution prevention tips, please call the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740, extension 4060.
Quakes went in order in the bottom of the first. Let's see what the middle of the order can do here in the bottom of the second against Evan Meek, as the Quakes will send Riley, Collins, and Remley, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, to the plate. Set up the Storm defensively for you. Have not done that yet. In the outfield, Peter Stiafrone is in left, Josh Howard in center, and Nick Crosta is in right. So Stiafrone, Howard, and Crosta left to right in the outfield. On the infield, Chase Headley at third, Sean Kazmar at short. On the right side, Matt Hagan plays second, Tim Brown plays first, and the catcher is Nick Hundley. So Pat Riley will lead things off. PR hitting .268, 7 home runs, and 38 runs batted in. Fans in from the left side. Pants rolled up for the Rally Sox look. And Evan Meek kicks and deals. Fastball up high for a ball. It's 1-0. Riley 0 for 4 last night. The 1-0. Line foul down the left field side. That's into the seats, and the count even up at 1-1. Good crowd on hand tonight. See what they end up announcing the paid attendance as. 1-1, fastball outside, and the count 2-1. Off the top of my head, I would say probably 3,500-ish. Nothing wrong with that on a Friday night. 2-1 to Pat Riley. Fastball down low. And a good hitter's count now for Riles. 3 balls and a strike. No score here in the bottom of the second. Quakes looking for their first base runner. Outfield around towards the left, looking for Riley to go the other way. 3-1. There's a slider for a strike for Meek. And the count full on Riley, 3-2. Payoff pitch on the way from Meek. Here it is. Little looper, shallow center field. They go get over the head of Sean Kazmar. And a leadoff single for Pat Riley. Riley didn't get all of it, far from it, but flopped it down into center field. And Quakes set the leadoff man on in front of the run-producing catcher, Michael Collins. Michael Collins hitting .296. 6 home runs and a team-high 58 runs batted in. Those numbers good enough to get him onto the midseason All-Star team for the California League. Fastball on the outside corner. And the count 0-1. Quakes had 2 starters on the California League All-Star team, as the battery mates Jose Arredondo and Michael Collins worked together for the first inning. So Arredondo had the honor of starting the California League, Carolina League All-Star game. Fastball high there. It's 1-1. Collins played, I think, 4 or 5 innings in that one. Then Landon Powell from Stockton got the rest of the action. And Sean Rodriguez, the other All-Star, came in off the bench in the 7th. Both he and Collins went 1 for 2 in that one. There goes Pat Riley on the move. Swing and miss by Collins. Throw it out to second. Would have been in time, but Hagan dropped the ball. I believe you give a stolen base to Pat Riley right there. So stolen base for Pat Riley. And there you see the inexperience of Matt Hagan there at second base, although kind of hard to say that it was inexperience. I mean, all you have to do is really catch the ball. But, I mean, Hagan's a catcher by trade. And so he's used to throwing the ball out to second base, not having to receive it with a moving target coming his way. Now, I'm kind of surprised that they let Matt Hagan receive that throw. I don't know when the last time he played second base was, but I thought that Sean Kazmar, who's a natural second baseman playing shortstop, down and away there. It's 2-2 on Michael Collins. I thought that Sean Kazmar would just kind of say, hey, look, you just back up. You know, whether it's a right-handed guy at the plate or a left-handed guy at the plate, I'm just going to go ahead and take all the throws, and you just worry about backing up. Because it was a good throw from Nick Hundley, the catcher. But Hagan took his eye off the ball trying to apply the tag too quickly. This one fouled off by Collins. And it's still 2-2. So Pat Riley moves himself into scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the second. No score in this one. And for Pat Riley, his fourth stolen base of the year, he is 4 for 7. Now let's see if Michael Collins can do what he does best, pick up runs. Team leader with 58 RBIs this season. 2-2. Curveball down and away. And it's full on Collins now, 3-2. Cliff Remley waiting on deck. Quakes trying to bounce back from the 9-6 loss last night in the opener of this 4-game series. And these two teams are going to be going at it pretty well for the rest of the second half. Only played 10 times in the first half. Here's a little tapper on front of the plate, and slipping is Nick Hundley, and never got a glove on it, and Michael Collins gets an infield single that you only get when you're playing at home. A chopper in front of home plate that had a lot of spin on it, and Nick Hundley simply lost his footing as he was trying to pick the ball up. If that ball had continued out towards the pitcher's mound, Hundley would have been fine because that's where his momentum was taking him. But that ball was hit with backspin, and when it hit the grass, kicked back towards home plate, and Hundley's momentum was taking him towards the pitcher's mound. His feet slipped out from under him. And there you go, runners at the corners. So a little bloop single for Riley, a stolen base, now an infield hit that maybe went 15 feet in front of the plate, and the Quakes have men on the corners with nobody out. And Cliff Remley taking a fastball outside. It's 1-0. A big opportunity for Rancho Cucamonga here in the bottom of the second. Trying to break this ball game open. Remley hitting .293, couple of home runs, and 28 runs batted in. 1-0. Ground ball left side. That'll bounce into left field. A base hit for Remo. In to score is Pat Riley. Collins stops at second, and the Quakes with a 1-0 lead. Remley's 29th RBI of the season. As Riley scores and Collins advances to second base. And still nobody out. Here's the switch hitter, Ben Johnson. As Nick Hundley, the catcher, went out for a quick talk with Evan Meek, the right-hander. Ben Johnson this season hitting .254. Second on the club with 12 home runs. And third on the Quakes team with 40 RBIs. An RBI opportunity here. Instead shows bunt. Got a very good one down the first base line. Gloved by the first baseman. Brown to the flip. Not in time. Ben Johnson beats it out with an infield single. Boy, not what the Quakes or not with the Storm, nor I think any of these Quakes fans were expecting from Ben Johnson right there. Not with those 12 home runs. But he puts down a bunt, and Tim Brown, the first baseman, fielded it. Evan Meek tried to cover, but he hesitated a little bit. And Ben Johnson beat him to the bag. So the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Quakes have one run in on the RBI single by Michael Collins. And the pitching coach, Steve Weber, out for a visit with Evan Meek. Quakes with a run and 4 hits so far here in the bottom of the second. First 4 hitters have singled. Now let's see how Lake Elsinore will play this one. With Ryan Leahy coming in. It'll be the corners playing in, middle infield playing back. And a right-hander matchup with Leahy at the plate. Looking at a fastball for a call, strike one. Outfield straight away on Rhino. Hitting .246, no homers, 22 RBIs. Inside out swing and a slow roller to Hagan at second. To second for one, on to first in time. A double play as Michael Collins does come in to score. Quakes get a run, and it is 2-0, but they lose a couple of outs in the process. 4-6-3 on that one as it went Hagan to Kazmar to Brown. With Johnson out on the play. No RBI for Ryan Leahy on that double play. Michael Collins comes in to score. Cliff Remley goes to third. And now let's see what Cody Fuller can do. Riding a season-high 8-game hitting streak. He has been red hot as he stands in from the right side. Fuller previously this year had an 8-game hitting streak from April 21st to May 1st. First pitch, swinging. Fastball, swung on and missed. And a count 0-1. Cody Fuller, over this 8-game hitting streak, hitting .419. 13 out of 31. Foul that one into the seats off to our right. And Meek now ahead in the count, 0-2. Cody Fuller from Bulverde, Texas, suburb of San Antonio. Fastball outside. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. With Cody's wife, Cassie, is in the crowd tonight. She's not here tonight. I know she'll be out here soon, but I think she's at this ball game tonight. I know that she was coming out to watch Cody play. There's a fastball swung on and missed as Fuller chased one up around his eyes and came up empty. Third strikeout of the night for Evan Meek, and that does it for the Quakes here in the bottom of the second. A little bit of give, a little bit of take here in the second inning. Quakes get 2 runs, but Evan Meek has to feel all right after having the bases loaded with nobody out, only giving up those 2 runs. So 2 runs on 4 hits for the Quakes. RBI single by Cliff Remley, and a ground out, double play by Leahy scored the other one. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 1 left. To the third we go. Quakes on top, 2-0.
The 2006 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes aren't always playing baseball at the Epicenter. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Quakes, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at www.xbox.com for more information.
Pure energy.
Sheer excitement.
Sky Sailing at the Warner Springs Airport offers you the chance to enjoy the grace, freedom, and joy of soaring.
Sky Sailing offers rides for 1 or 2 passengers in a sailplane.
Mention this radio station and get 15% off a 40-minute ride.
Give that someone special a flight ticket or treat yourself to the panoramic view of the backcountry in a sailplane.
Call Sky Sailing at 760-782-0404. That's 760-782-0404.
Open 9 to 5 every day.
For more information, go to www.skysailing.com.
Hey folks, Rob Sinclair here to tell you about the good people at Nationwide Surveys and what they can do for your business. They can handle customer surveys, employee feedback, and even online and on-site data collection. That's Nationwide Surveys, reliable feedback, fast. Call them today at 1-800-252-0640 or visit them at nationwidesurveys.com. That's 800-252-0640 or online at nationwidesurveys.com.
The first pitch he saw from Carl Jelna landed harmlessly in the seats off to our right, and the count 0-1 as we're underway here in the top of the third. Quakes with a 2-0 lead. As Jelena will face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Lake Elsinore, Matt Hagan, Tim Turner, and then back to the leadoff man, Josh Howard. 0-1, fastball inside, almost hit the second baseman, Matt Hagan. Count even up at 1-1. Hagan hitting just 174. 5 home runs, 15 RBIs, but he had 2 hits yesterday. Going 2 for 3. There's a fastball strike at the knees. And it is 1-2. Outfield around towards right. Kind of surprising that they're playing Hagan to go the other way. He's such a big guy, 6'4", 230. Goes fishing right there on a curveball, however. Comes up empty. Michael Collins will pick it up, throw down to first to complete the strikeout. Now that is the 5th straight out for Carl Jelena as he gets his second strikeout of the evening. Hagan chasing one down in the dirt. Fans, want to remind you, Quakes baseball brought to you in part by the Outback Steakhouse of Ontario. Located at 4492 Ontario Mills Parkway, just across from the Ontario Mills Mall. Outback Steakhouse of Ontario is the home of the world-famous Bloomin' Onion. At Outback, no rules, just right. Here's Tim Turner in from the right side. DH taking a curveball for a call, strike one. Turner, an outfielder out of East Tennessee State. Grew up in Marietta, Georgia. This one bounces in. It was fouled at the plate by Tim Turner. And the count 0-2. Right-hander against right-hander. Michael Collins setting up inside. Fastball missed inside, and the count 1-2. Tim Rainey, the Director of Business Development, pointed something out during the last inning break. Down the right field line, actually in to the right of the right field foul pole. This one down low, it's 2-2. Over in the direction of Big Bear Mountain, there is a huge cloud. It's above the rest of the clouds. And as best we can figure, that's ash from some of the wildfires that are going on. Here's a chop over to Michelle Samar in the Quakes dugout. I'll flip that one into the seats, and it's still 2-2. Well, that was a good catch by Tim Rennie. I never even saw that. And yeah, that reminds me of being out west. I say out west, forgetting that I'm in California. Down away, it's full of 3-2. But my first couple of years in baseball, when I was in Idaho Falls, and it wasn't so prevalent in Idaho Falls, but the year I was in Montana back in 2003, Montana was in a huge drought. It's a 3-2 fastball upstairs, and that is ball 4. First walk given up by Carl Jelena tonight, as Turner is aboard with one away here in the third. Quakes leading 2-0, and Jelena has made his first turn through the order. No runs, a hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And here's the center fielder, Josh Howard, in from the left side. But that year that I was in Montana, the forest fires were so bad because it was so dry and hot. And as Tim Turner is on the move, called strike, and Collins' throw is offline, knocked down by a leaping Ryan Leahy at second base. Tim Turner steals second base, moves himself into scoring position. He's down 9 out of 12 in stolen base attempts this year. And Howard behind the count 0-1. But there was one day in Helena where we were so concerned about the forest fires that we were facing the very real possibility of canceling a game because the air quality was so bad. Pickoff attempt at second base, and Jelena drilled Tim Turner with that throw. Bounces off of Turner into shallow right field as Leahy chases it down, and Turner stays put there at second base as the trainer, Jason Hessinger, comes out to take a look at him. Jelena spun and threw, and the ball ricocheted sharply with Turner's midsection. So he'll get checked out. And Jason Hessinger, as quickly as he went out to second base, now jogging back towards the dugout as Turner will stay in the ball game. 0-1 the count on Josh Howard. Quakes leading 2-0 here in the top of the third. 1 on, 1 out. There's the 0-1 to Josh Howard. Line drive into center field. That's a base hit. Cody Fuller charging in. He's got a good arm. And Rick Renteria with the stop sign. And now diving back into third base is Tim Turner, who almost ran too far. A good decision there by Rick Renteria to hold Turner at third base, because you have to respect the arm of Cody Fuller wherever he's playing, whether it's center field, whether it's right field. Cody Fuller has a gun. So Josh Howard with a single to center. Tim Turner stops at third base. And men on the corners for the shortstop, Sean Kazmar, who was robbed of a base hit on a diving play by Ryan Leahy back in the first. Right-hander against right-hander. Kazmar hitting .235. 5 home runs and 30 runs batted in. Collins with an outside target, potential double steal, fake throw by Collins, and he'll allow Howard to take second base. Not going to let Turner come home, so he's stolen base for Josh Howard. His 10th of the year. He is a perfect 10 for 10. As that takes the double play out of the equation, and Kazmar ahead in the count 1-0. So the 2 tying runs in scoring position for Lake Elsinore here in the top of the third. The 1-0 in the air, shallow center field. Cody Fuller coming in. He'll make the catch, and Tim Turner not even going to try to bluff down the line, as Fuller came up with a strike to the cutoff man, Ben Johnson, and holds the runners at second and third. So Cody Fuller's arm has saved the Quakes a run a couple of times, although honestly, that fly ball off the bat of Kazmar, I don't think it would have been deep enough for Renteria to send Tim Turner from third base with any sort of confidence, even if it wasn't Cody Fuller out there. But especially with Cody Fuller out there, Renteria knew there was no point. Now you look at when Turner was at second base and Howard signaled to center, and Renteria had to hold the runner, respecting Fuller's arm, and now it happens for the second time. So Peter Ciafrone stands in for the left side. Jelena trying to get out of this inning unharmed. Fastball down and in. And the count 1-0. Quakes up 2-0. They have 4 hits compared to 2 for Lake Elsinore. Neither team has committed an error after the Quakes committed 4 errors last night, just 1 off of their season high in a game. Jelena from the stretch. Peter Ciafrone hitting .339. 1-0. Fastball up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. If Peter Ciafrone had enough at-bats to qualify, he would lead the California League in hitting. Young Chi Chen is still in the top spot from Inland Empire, hitting .342, but of course Chen is up in Double-A with San Antonio now. 2-0, there's a fastball strike. And the count 2-1. Now the guy who's second in the league in hitting is Mark Reynolds from Lancaster, who's hitting .337. So, I mean, technically among active players, Reynolds is the league leader in hitting. He also leads the league with 23 home runs and 77 RBIs. Change up outside corner, the count even 2-2. So Mark Reynolds, now midway through July, is winning the Triple Crown in the California League. Inside target from Collins, the 2-2. Swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. Collins will have to throw down to first to complete that strikeout. It was a curveball in the dirt. Ciafrone went right over the top of it. And Jelena, after having runners at second and third and only 1 out, gets out of this inning unharmed and keeps Lake Elsinore off the board here in the top of the third. Nicely done by Carl Jelena. No runs on a hit for the Storm. No Quakes errors. 2 runners left on base, and give a big assist to the right arm of Cody Fuller for making Rick Renteria hold a couple of runners at third base. We go to the bottom of the third. Quakes with the lead here in the early going, 2-0.
Friends and family visiting you this summer? Don't worry. Add a room instantly by calling your friends at the Red Roof Inn. Red Roof Inns offer quality rooms, friendly service, great rates, and kids stay free. Plus, as a Ready Card preferred member, you'll earn points towards free room nights. With 360 Red Roof Inns nationwide, you'll find locations everywhere, including Ontario, San Dimas, and Victorville. Visit us today at redroof.com or dial 800-RED ROOF.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walking, you book, not the other book. Florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Duct tape, landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, bomb mail, white whale. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walking, you better work. Let your fingers do the walking, you better work. Not the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Of the third, and the Quakes enjoying a 2-0 lead. The top of the order is back up to the plate, so Evan Meek has made his first turn through the order. 2 runs, 4 hits, no walks, and 3 strikeouts for Meek. As here in the third, he'll get Sutton, Sandoval, and Rodriguez 1, 2, and 3. As Nate Sutton takes a fastball for a call, strike 1. One defensive change to tell you about for Lake Elsinore. This one is down and in. The count, a ball and a strike. Tim Turner is out in right field and apparently has been out in right field the entire game. We had Nick Crosta as the right fielder with Turner DHing, and those roles should have been reversed. There's a 2-hopper to Matt Hagan at second base. Awkwardly fields it, but makes the throw in time to get Nate Sutton. Score that one 4-3. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the third. So a few changes from the original lineup that we had for Lake Elsinore. Again, with Tim Turner playing right field and Nick Crosta DHing, and also Matt Hagan, who just made that play at second base, being a late addition to the lineup. Fastball outside of Freddy Sandoval, and the count 1-0. Hagan going into the lineup when Skip Adams could not go. Still feeling the effects of that collision with his teammate Sean Kazmar in last night's ball game. So fastball strikes for Sandoval, and the count 1-1. Sandoval 0 for 1, struck out swinging back in the first. Switch hitter in from the left side. In on the hands, and a slow roller to Chase Headley at third base. Long throw across the diamond low, but handled by Tim Brown. Score that one 5-3. And quickly 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Quakes lead at 2-0. Fans, before we go any farther, we haven't quite reached the top of the 8 o'clock hour, but we're certainly closing in on it, so let's do it while we're thinking of it. Let's go ahead and step aside for station identification. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
You're tuned to the voice of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Rob Sinclair, right here on AM 1370, KWRM, Corona, California.
Now here's Sean Rodriguez. Base is empty, 2 out. Quakes up 2-0. Rodriguez in from the right side, and Meek missing inside with a 4-seamer. It's 1-0. Sean Rodriguez hitting .301 this season. A team high 17 home runs and 54 runs batted in. 1-0. Fastball down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Those 17 home runs for Rodriguez. A career high for Sean. He had 14 last year in Cedar Rapids and 14 combined between Cedar Rapids and Provo back in 2004. .2-0. Foul down the right field side, and the count now 2-1 on Sean. Outfield pretty much straight away against Sean Rodriguez, who has power to all fields. Inside out swing, sounded like a broken bat on a slow roller to the first baseman, Tim Brown. He'll glove it and flip to Evan Meek covering the bag. Score that one 3-1, nothing out of the infield for the Quakes here in the bottom of the third, and for Evan Meek, that's now 5 in a row. Retired. Quakes in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We're a third of the way through this one. Go to the fourth, and the Quakes on top of Lake Elsinore, 2-0.
You wouldn't want your favorite sports team to only play offense or only play defense. So when it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? Bring your home and auto insurance to Allstate now, and you can save big on both. You deserve someone that can assist you more. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Hey, sports fans. Call Allstate agent William Knight at 909-987-6403 today. Subject to availability and qualifications, Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
These days, getting the most from your dollar is more important than ever. That's why when it comes to home inspections, smart buyers call on First Watch Home Inspections. You'll find their commitment to your satisfaction makes them the right choice for all your inspection needs. Whether it's for your home or apartment, give them a call at 909-873-1196. That's First Watch Home Inspections, a proud member of the BBB and proud Quakes sponsor. They never stop working for you.
You know, the goal of baseball is to get home quickly. The last thing you want to see is some player lollygagging around third when there's going to be a close play at the plate. Well, Farmer John feels the same way about ham, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. You know, all Farmer John products are made fresh right here in the Southland. That way, they get to your home as quickly as possible. And it's a short slide into the plate. That's your plate at home. No home plate. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Going after the first pitch he gets here in the top of the fourth. Fouls it back against the netting, and the count is 0-1. Middle of the order for Lake Elsinore here in the fourth. Quakes on top, 2-0. Fastball strike from Carl Jellin, the count 0-2. Crosser to be followed by Headley and then Tim Brown, 4, 5, and 6. Outfield around towards right. On the Storm, DH Nick Crosta, and we had him playing right field to start this ball game. Fastball inside, and the count 1-2. Field around towards right on Crosta, 0 for 1. He flied out to end the first. There's a swing and a miss, and that is strike 3, and Michael Collins held on to it. Crosta was running down to first thinking that ball was in the dirt, but Collins held on, and that's the first out here in the top of the fourth as Carl Jellin picks up his fourth strikeout of the night. Fans, want to remind you, Quakes baseball brought to you in part by Romano's Macaroni Grill of Rancho Cucamonga, located at 10742 Foothill Boulevard. Choose from more than 35 Italian specialties. Romano's Macaroni Grill, all the Italian you need to know. As Chase Headley, the switch hitter, looks at a fastball strike from the left side. Now the 0-1, fastball down and in. And the count even had a ball and a strike. Headley grounded out back in the second. The first baseman, Ben Johnson, fastball downstairs there, and the count 2-1. Donald Jelena working quickly from the windup here. Big high leg kick, fastball outside corner. And it's even up at 2-2. This is game 2 of a 4-game series. Do it again tomorrow at 7:05, and then wrap things up on Sunday with a 5:05 start. On an off day Monday, and then Stockton comes to town for 3. Here's the 2-2. Ripped right to the first baseman, Ben Johnson. He'll make the catch. And a little bit of self-defense thrown in there. That one was ripped right towards Johnson's head. Got the glove up, makes the play, and Headley gone. And there are 2 away here in the top of the fourth. As Carl Jelena has retired 4 in a row. Evan Meek, his counterpart for Lake Elsinore, has retired 5 in a row right now. So both pitchers have been pretty well locked in. Quakes got their 2 runs back in the second on an RBI single by Remley, and then another run scored on a double play ball. First offering to Tim Brown, hit to the second baseman Leahy, bobbled it, picks it up, throws him out. And a 1-2-3 inning for Carl Jelena, his second in 4 innings. As the Storm go in order here in the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. To the bottom of the 4th we go. Quakes still on top, 2-0.
The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is back. Get 4 club seats, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, a Quakes baseball, 2 Boomers miniature golf passes, 2 Cold Stone Creamery buy 2 get 2 free coupons, and a voucher for a free on-demand movie from Charter Media. All for just $38. The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is available May 26th, June 16th, June 30th, and August 25th. For more information, call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
It is the bottom of the 4th here in Rancho Cucamonga, and the Quakes enjoying a 2-0 lead. Fans, my name is Rob Sinclair. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your Friday night with us here on the Quakes Radio Network, along with my partner in crime, John Souter, producer and director back at the World Broadcast Headquarters, doing his usual great job. We're joined by a special guest now, Bill Sweet from SBS Services, on for the next inning or so to ride shotgun with us. Bill, thanks for being on with us.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here.
As the Quakes will send the middle third of the order to the plate here in the 4th. Riley, Collins, and Remley, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Now, Bill, let's talk about your company, SBS Services. I know that you do cleaning and janitorial supplies, and what else?
Yes, well, about 70% of our business is cleaning executive offices, and we have anything from very, very large, from city blocks, as a matter of fact, to single ones, yeah. So there's nothing too large or too small we like to try.
And I know you guys used to work out here, didn't you? Used to do some things with the ballpark?
We had this for a couple of years. We had the complete city contract of Rancho Cucamonga for a couple of years, yes.
Riley bounced one foul. Here's the 0-1 from Evan Meek. Fastball high and away, and it's a ball and a strike. And you guys have been here in Rancho Cucamonga for a good long while, haven't you?
The company was established in 85.
Okay.
About 30 years.
1-1 to Pat Riley. Sounded like a broken bat. He fouls that one outside of third base. Count goes to 1-2. Riley did indeed break his bat. He'll go get a new piece of lumber. 30 years. Has that gone by fast?
Yeah,
don't you look back on it?
Gone by fast. It's been a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. I think one of the strong points of our company is we've helped customers. We have customers that we've had about that since we started the company. So that's really a strong point for a company. Says a lot about it. We have a complete cleaning service and account. Try to get the customer exactly what they want. If they want a full service and account service too. So we try to meet their needs.
Riley has a new bat. He's back in from the left side. Singled and scored back in the second. And the Quakes got those 2 runs, and they now lead at 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-2 from Evan Meek down low. And it's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, I'm Rob Sinclair. We're talking with Bill Sweet from SBS Services here in the bottom of the 4th inning at the Epicenter. 2-2 to Riley. That one down low, and it's gone full now. Now, Bill, you were mentioning the full service and the econo service. What's the difference there?
Well, we do everything for the executive office to go in and clean the desk, sanitize the telephone.
Okay.
Naturally empty the trash, sanitize bathrooms, and complete this our building maintenance.
It's a high fastball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Evan Meek. And he has set down 6 in a row. This is the first out recorded here in the bottom of the 4th. Well, Michael Collins will come to the plate now. Collins reached on a strange infield single, a little tapper in front of the plate that barely went 20 feet in front of the plate back in the 2nd inning. But Nick Hundley, the catcher, as he went out to try to field it, slipped, never got a hand on the ball. And Collins was able to reach, like I said, on a ball that barely made it onto the infield grass in front of home plate. See what Michael has in store for Meek here. First pitch swinging and line sharply. Almost took off a soda vendor there on the concourse on the first base side, and the count is 0-1. Field straight away on Collins, native of Canberra, Australia. 0-1. Little tapper foul back to the screen, and the count 0-2. Now, Bill, if somebody wanted to get in touch with SCS Services for their cleaning needs, how would they go about doing that?
Yes, it's 909, the area code, 987-9968.
Okay. And they could ask for you, or
ask for John. He does the bidding and walking through the building and give them good pricing and all.
Okay.
He also has a cell phone number, which is 909-702-7350.
Okay. Collins calls time, step out, and take a little walk around the batter's box. And that bid is completely free, is that right?
Oh, yes, our bids are completely free, that's right.
There's the 0-2 to Collins, fastball outside. And the count 1-2. Now, Bill, are you from this area originally?
Yes, well, not originally. I came here when I was about 16 years old.
Okay.
Started in the grocery business and retired from that and started this.
Okay.
Yeah. And John, my son, has been with me and is pretty much going to take over.
There's a slow roller to the third baseman, Chase Headley. Took a weird hop on him off of his glove, and safe at first is Michael Collins on another infield single. So Michael Collins has not hit either ball solidly tonight, and yet has 2 of the Quakes' 5 hits. And Rancho Cucamonga with a base runner here in the bottom of the 4th. Well, 1 on, 1 out, and Cliff Remley coming to the plate. Had an RBI single back in the 2nd. Quakes up 2-0 here in the 4th. Remley from Powder Springs, Georgia, hitting .293 this year, 2 homers, and now up to 29 runs batted in. First pitch, fastball inside, and the count 1-0. It's got to be a nice feeling to be able to build something from the ground up, like you did with SCS Services, and then be able to pass it on to your son.
Well, he's been with me most of the time, so
yeah.
I didn't really build it up with myself. He's been a great help. We've been partners, actually, and it is fun with the employees we have and everything. Got a good relationship with them too. Yes, it's been really fun. They've almost become like a family. And,
I'll bet.
That's one good thing.
2-0 the count on Cliff Remley. The middle infield for the Storm is that double play depth, 1 on, 1 out. Fastball down low. And Meek is falling behind Remo now, 3 balls and no strikes. Have you come out to many Quakes games?
Oh, yes. Yeah, enjoy the Quakes. I'm proud to be here tonight. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yes.
3-0, that fastball down low, and that's ball 4. So after the infield single by Collins, Evan Meek walked Cliff Remley on 4 pitches. The first walk for Evan Meek, who will walk his fair share of hitters. Rancho Cucamonga in a strong position now to add to this 2-0 lead. Runners at first and second, and only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And Ben Johnson, the switch hitter, standing in for the left side. Outfield around towards left on Johnson. There's the first offering, swung on and fouled down the left field side. And the count 0-1. Now, I noticed here on one of the brochures that you had, the stripping and waxing floors. I understand what waxing a floor is. What's stripping a floor?
Well, that's taking all the old wax off and applying new sealer and new wax.
0-1 to Johnson, high and away. And the count even at a ball and a strike. And then, residentially, you can also handle the carpets and the windows.
Oh, yes. We do that for residential. We do a lot of residential carpet and also in commercial also, yeah.
Fouled off again by Johnson, and the count is 1-2.
Like I said, I think 70% of our business is commercial and 30% is residential.
Okay. And how many employees do you have over there?
About 15.
Okay.
15, and some part-time as we need them,
Right.
But
we're talking with Bill Sweet from SCF Services here during the bottom of the fourth inning. 1-2, the count on Ben Johnson. Lashes that one foul into the seats on the third base side, and we'll do it again. Now, Bill, this is my first year out here, but you're probably a good source to talk to about this. The way this area has just exploded in terms of population.
Yeah, absolutely, it has. And they're doing it right. They're building everything nice, making everything really nice. Even the office buildings that they make are just outstanding. The beautiful, beautiful stone and floors and woodwork. The cabinet work inside some of these buildings on Haven and Archibald is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And these guys want them took care of, and that's what we like to do, take care of them like they want.
1-2. Line foul down the left field side. Ben Johnson is in a good battle with Evan Meek here in the bottom of the fourth. Johnson bunted his way on back in the second, caught everybody by surprise. So he is 1 for 1. Johnson on the year hitting .254, a dozen home runs, which is second most on the club, and 40 runs batted in. 2 on, 1 out. Michael Collins, the runner at second. Cliff Remley, the man at first. There's the 1-2, way down and inside, and trying to go to third, and thrown out at third base is Michael Collins. He thought that ball was going to get past the catcher, Nick Hundley, and Hundley was able to backhand it, and Michael Collins, gambling that it would get past him, pays the price as he is out 2-5. And now, instead of first and second, and now they're saying Collins is safe for first? Or safe for third? No, okay, they are saying he was out. All right, there was a conversation there between Bradley Lawhead and Matt Hensel, the two umpires, which I was kind of surprised about because it looked from here that Michael Collins was out pretty obviously at third base, but they conversed, they double-checked, and so now instead of first and second with 1 away, there's just a man at first with 2 gone, and what did you know, very next pitch, Ben Johnson singles into right field, a play that potentially could have scored Michael Collins, instead just moves Remley to second. And the Quakes back to men at first and second with 2 away now, as Ben Johnson has his second hit of the night. So Remley to second, Johnson to first. Quakes still looking for some insurance runs here in the bottom of the fourth, leading 2-0. And Ryan Leahy will come to the plate. Well, Bill, going back to what we were talking about earlier about the way things have popped up, I was driving to work up Arrow Highway one time, and there had been an empty lot on the corner of Arrow and Haven. Next thing I know, they had 4 sides of a building put up, and they were just about putting the roof on.
Absolutely, there is a lot of new building going up. And like I say, one great thing about it, Rancho Cucamonga is doing it right. The designs and everything is just really beautiful, inside and out.
The 0-1 to Leahy. Fastball outside corner. It's 0-2. I'll tell you, one of my favorites is Victoria Gardens. A nice outdoor facility that, it's brimming with life.
Yeah, we have customers in there, too. That you're talking about the new mall?
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Evan Meek from the stretch. 0-2. Fought off by Leahy. He'll get past the first baseman Brown and trickle into short right field. Remley around third. Throw will be cut off. Cliff Remley scores standing up. And Ryan Leahy on a ball that was almost past him when he made contact picks up an RBI single, and the Quakes lead it 3-0. So Ryan Leahy comes through with the count 0-2. Brown was playing off the line, and Leahy put it past him. I don't think that was by design for Ryan Leahy. Like I said, that ball was almost past him by the time he made contact with it. But he gets the RBI single for Rhino, his 23rd RBI of the year, and the Quakes pick up a run here in the fourth to make it 3-0. And with 2 gone, here's the number 9 hitter, Cody Fuller. He's in from the right side, right-hander against right-hander. And the first offering swung on and fouled into the seat. And the count 0-1. Cody Fuller riding an 8-game hitting streak. Trying to stretch it to 9 right here. 0-1. Inside out swing. Gobbled up the first baseman, Tim Brown. Ricochets to the shortstop, Kazmar. And it's not in time on the throw to first. And let's see if that'll be a hit or an error. Either way, a run scores. And the Quakes are on top 4-0. As Cameron Butcher is struggling with that decision over there. All eyes on Cameron. Hit. All right. Cody Fuller gets a hit, and that'll draw a visit from the pitching coach, Steve Weber. So Quakes have struck for 2 runs here in the bottom of the fourth. Cody Fuller extends his hitting streak to 9 games and gets his 23rd RBI of the year as Johnson scores and Leahy goes to second. I'll tell you what, Bill Sweet, I like what you do. I like your mojo here. You come up, get you on the air, we get a couple of runs.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Well, we'll have to do it more often then.
Absolutely. Hey, we could have used you last night when we were blowing a 6-1 lead.
Right. Well, this exciting game tonight, it sure is. It really is.
Steve Weber goes out to say his piece to Evan Meek, and now the Quakes will turn the lineup back over to the top spot with Nate Sutton, the DH. First offering to Nate Sutton. Line drive snared by a diving Sean Kazmar at short. And that will end the inning here in the bottom of the fourth as Kazmar takes away a hit from Sutton and saves another run for his right-hander, Evan Meek. But the Quakes pick up 2 runs on 4 hits. RBI singles from Leahy and Fuller, the last 2 men in the order. Double up the Quakes' advantage. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, a pair are left. We go to the top of the 5th. We'll be back with more with Bill Sweet from SCS Services when we come back. To the 5th we go. Quakes on top, 4-0.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Nice floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
Yeah, that never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you guys should have come down here.
Hey, baby. Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
Fans, for all your real estate needs, call Century 21 Excellence of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-373-1768. Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing, call on the name you can trust. Century 21 Excellence of Rancho Cucamonga, partners in our community. With multiple offices to serve the Los Angeles, San Bernardino, Riverside, and Orange County areas, they can help you whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing. That's Century 21 Excellence of Rancho Cucamonga, partners in our community. Call them at 909-373-1768. Again, 909-373-1768.
top of the fifth here in Rancho Cucamonga. Quakes with a 4-0 lead. As the right-hander Carl Jelena has the luxury now of going out there and attacking the strike zone, which he's been doing all night. Has given up only 2 hits in 4 innings. Has retired 5 in a row and gets the bottom third of the Lake Elsinore order here in the top of the fifth, beginning with the catcher Nick Hundley. Swing and a miss on a fastball. It's 0-1. Hundley, Hagan, and Turner. 7, 8, and 9 for the Storm here in the top of the fifth. And folks, my name is Rob Sinclair. Thanks for spending a little bit of your Friday night with us here on the Quakes Radio Network. We're joined by Bill Sweet from SCS Services here in Rancho Cucamonga. 0-1. Curveball down low. And the count even at a ball and a strike. And we've been talking there in the bottom of the fourth about all the things that SCS Services can do, the residential, the commercial cleaning. Here's a bouncing ball to the third baseman, Freddy Sandoval. Backs up, hits, throws, got him. Score that one 5-3, and that's now 6 in a row. Retired by Carl Jelena. But, Bill, what really sticks out to me from in the time that we've been talking is what you've been saying about, being in business for 30 years and having those customers that keep coming back to you over and over again for almost that entire time.
That's absolutely right. We have several customers that have had 29, 30 years. Commercial buildings, just almost unheard of. We have 2 right here in Rancho Cucamonga we've had for 29 years.
Oh, wow.
That says a lot for our quality of work, but also for the employees that we hire. We try to get the best from the crop, and that really pays off.
Matt Hagan, the second baseman, in from the right side, takes a couple of strikes from Carl Jelena, and the count 0-2. Outfield around towards right on Hagan. Struck out back in the third inning. 1 of 4 on the night for Jelly, the 0-2. Chopper, left side of the infield. This one will end up in foul ground. Not even halfway towards the third base bag. 0-2. Remains the count, and Matt Hagan has to come back and do it again at the plate. Now, fans, just to run over again what SCS Services can do. Complete janitorial services from cleaning the desks, cleaning the bathrooms, cleaning the carpets, vacuuming, mopping the floors, waxing the floors, doing the trash. I mean, you guys, it's basically like, like a business owner can say, you know what, Bill, this is what I want cleaned, and I'm going to trust you to do it, and they come back in the morning, and it's all done the way they want it.
Absolutely. It's just exactly right. A lot of stuff we do over the weekends when they're closed, when we have large floors and things like this, so it'll be completely dry for them, and no problems.
Yeah. No one fouled off again by Matt Hagan. Quakes up 4-0 here in the top of the fifth. Line scores 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Quakes. No runs, 2 hits. No errors for Lake Elsinore. 0-2. Fastball just missed on the outside corner. The count now 1-2. Sun has completely set here in Rancho Cucamonga. It's a gorgeous night for baseball. 1-2, high and deep and well foul down the left field side, and we'll do it again. Bill, you enjoying the seats that you got down there?
Oh, yes, those are very good seats.
Excellent.
Yeah, outstanding.
And big fireworks show after the game. You guys picked a good night to come out tonight.
Oh, the weather is beautiful, just like you said. Yes, it is. Yeah. I'm real happy to be here to promote our company and to see the game, too. It's really neat.
Oh, we're glad. There's a curveball called strike 3 on the outside corner. As Matt Hagan strikes out for the second time. Swinging in the third, now looking here in the fifth. Fifth strikeout of the night for Carl Jelena, which ties his season high, which he set back on April 11th in his first start of the year. And with 2 away, here's the right fielder, Tim Turner. Turner walked it back in the third, eventually got to third base. Was stranded there, showed bunt, let it go by low, and the fastball misses for ball 1. Again, fans, the numbers for SCS Services. You can either ask for Bill Sweet, who's been on with us for the last inning or so, or for his son John Sweet. So fastball strike and count even at 1-1. 987-9968 is the number at the office, or call 702-7350. That's the cell phone number. Both numbers 909 area codes. So fouled off to the right, and it's 1-2. So again, 987-9968 or 702-7350 with the 909 area code. And you can contact SCS Services. And it's like we've been talking about, folks, when you have a 30-year history of a company being in the community and doing consistent quality work, you can't go wrong. As there's a curve on the outside corner, that will end the inning. Bill Sweet, thank you so much for being on with us.
Thank you for having us, and just remember those numbers, and I guarantee you'll like our service. If anyone wants to try it, the bid is free. We'll come and talk with them, and they tell us what we want. We'll do our very best to please them.
All right, that's Bill Sweet from SCS Services. 1-2-3 inning for Jelena here in the fifth. Capped off by a couple of strikeouts looking on Hagan and Turner. 6 strikeouts, a new season high for Carl Jelena. Lake Elsinore goes in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We'll be back in a minute and a half, halfway through. Quakes on top, 4-0.
Thinking of buying a home or refinancing? At America's Lending, we know what it takes to meet all your home loan needs. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or you're refinancing, our creative loan consultants will find what best fits your needs, even for those with less than perfect credit. Call Charles Fisher with America's Lending at 909-758-5120 or find out more online at freecalifornialoansecrets.com. That's America's Lending. We do deals others can't touch.
Over 50% of the population admits to dropping litter on the ground or out a car window. All that litter makes one big mess. The good news is you can help by setting a good example for your kids and community. Research shows that people litter because litter has already accumulated. By keeping your neighborhood clean, you ensure that others are less likely to litter there. So take the following steps to help stop litter in your neighborhood. Throw your trash in a can every time. If you're not near a trash can, hold on to your trash until you get to one. Make sure your outdoor trash cans have lids that close securely to prevent accidental litter. Keep your yard and sidewalk trash free. Include a neighborhood cleanup in your next neighborhood event. Don't let trash blow away from you, because it won't disappear. And teach kids to use trash cans. They'll adopt your habits. Call 800-CLEANUP to report illegally dumped garbage and debris. For more pollution prevention tips, call the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740 extension 4060. 909-477-2740 extension 4060.
Bottom of the fifth here in Rancho Cucamonga. Freddy Sandoval going to lead things off as the Quakes are on top 4-0 of Lake Elsinore. Fastball upstairs and the count 1-0. Sandoval 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out. Lines this one off the top of the screen and back down to the plate. And the count even at 1-1. Sandoval, Rodriguez, and Riley. 2, 3, and 4. 3 pretty good hitters for the Quakes here in the bottom of the fifth. Although, if history holds, the Quakes will go in 1-2-3 fashion here in the bottom of the fifth. Fastball down low and the count 2-1. Quakes went 1-2-3 in the first, then got 2 runs on 4 hits in the second. Then went 1-2-3 in the third, then got 2 runs on 4 hits in the fourth. A swing and miss by Sandoval. And the count even at 2-2. So, going with what they've done in the first 4 innings, they'll get 2 more runs in the 6th and 2 more runs in the 8th, and they'll win this game 8-0. Here's a ground ball off the middle, bobbled by Kazmar as he was going a long way, and that, I think, should be an infield hit. It was a long run, and that will be an infield hit for Freddy Sandoval. So Sandy aboard with his first hit. That's 9 on the night for the Quakes. And now here's the shortstop, Sean Rodriguez, who has ended a couple of innings. Struck out swinging to end the first, then rounded out to end the third. So Rodriguez 0 for 2. Right-hander against right-hander. First pitch swinging, fouled back, and this will get onto the roof, get out of play. And the count 0-1. Again, in case you're in the stands wondering why Sean Rodriguez is wearing number 22 tonight, it's because the Quakes are wearing the Negro League jerseys here on Negro League Appreciation Night. The 3rd annual Negro League Appreciation Night. This one fouled off to the right. And the count 0-2. And some Negro League greats out here last night and also tonight. Johnny Washington from the Chicago American Giants. Sam Allen from the Kansas City Monarchs, one of the most famous Negro League teams of all. Fastball upstairs there, and it's 1-2. Herb Wooten from the Indianapolis Clowns was here. Harold Hare and Carl Long, who both played for the Birmingham Black Barons. That's always a great time. Toss over to first, and diving back in is Freddy Sandoval. There's the 1-2 to Rodriguez. Fouled off again over the roof. And it remains a ball and 2 strikes. Now, we did something in the play ball, a little game day magazine that we give out to everybody. That was just, it took a look at all of the Negro League clubs. There's a ground ball back of the middle, out of the reach of a diving Sean Kazmar, and threw into center field. And running into Matt Hagan was Freddy Sandoval as he tried to round second base, and the Quakes are going to claim interference. Hagan was standing right in the base path, and Freddy Sandoval got a mouthful of 6'4", 230-pound converted catcher. And Bobby Mitchell is going to go talk to Matt Hensel on the base paths and say, hey, why can't my guy get to third here? Sandoval was making the turnaround second, and Hagan and again, I mean, Hagan's a converted catcher. He had no idea where he was, but he was right in the middle of the base paths, and Sandoval ran right into him. As now the manager, Rick Renteria for Lake Elsinore, is going to come out. Bobby Mitchell did not put up much of an argument with the base umpire, Matt Hensel, but does not look all that happy about the call. As Renteria has gone out and has called all the infielders onto the pitcher's mound with him. So give Sean Rodriguez a single to center. Sandoval can only get to second because of the interference by Matt Hagan, which will not get called. And to be fair to Matt Hensel, the base umpire, I don't know if there is a stipulation in that where you can give a guy third base arbitrarily, but I would imagine there is. I mean, with all the different addendums and rules to all the different clauses in the professional baseball rules, I've got to imagine there's something in there that says, if a base runner runs into a fielder, what happens? So, but first and second, nobody out. Here's Pat Riley in from the left side of the fastball is low from Meek. The count 1-0. Like we were talking about, I was looking through the Play Ball magazine about all of the names that played in the Negro Leagues before the Major Leagues became integrated, with Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier, and then, of course, Larry Doby doing it in the American League. This one fouled off to the left by Pat Riley, and the count 1-1. I mean, the Homestead Grays, one of the all-time great franchises. I mean, look at the guys that the Homestead Grays had. Josh Gibson, Hall of Famer. Cool Papa Bell, Hall of Famer. Buck Leonard, Hall of Famer. Martin DeHigo, who made the Hall of Fame in 3 different countries. I mean, it's unbelievable. DeHigo made the Hall of Fame in the United States, Cuba, and Mexico. As Riley fouls this one up the first base side, and the count 1-2. Indianapolis Clowns had Choo-Choo Coleman on their team, who went on to play for the Mets. Kansas City Monarchs had Buck O'Neill, who was at Negro League Appreciation Night back in Kinston last year, and came on to do an inning with me. And that's still one of the highlights of my broadcasting career. 1-2. Here's a ground ball right to the shortstop, Kazmar, to second for one, and the relay from Hagan in time. as they turn a 6-4-3 double play. Sandoval goes to third, but now again, if Sandoval had been at third in the first place, if he hadn't run into Hagan, or if Hagan hadn't run into him, then either the infield's playing in, that's a tougher play for Kazmar, or they're playing back, and the Quakes just got a run on a double play ball. Instead, they have nothing right now. And they're still stuck on 4 runs. Now, granted, they're up 4-0, but I'm just pointing that out in case it gets close later on. You know, remember that play when Sandoval was unable to go from first to third because Hagan blocked him on the base path. 6-4-3 double play. Sandoval at third, 2 gone. And here's Michael Collins in for the right side. Fastball outside, and it's 1-0. But yeah, I'll tell you what, man, having Buck O'Neill come on the air, that was too cool. Buck O'Neill in his 90s and just sat there and just told stories. I mean, it's incredible. Outside there, it's 2 balls and no strikes. Now, looking at the Kansas City Monarchs some more, look at all the players they sent to the major leagues. I mean, Jackie Robinson, first black player in the big leagues, played for Kansas City. Fastball strike is 2-1. Satchel Paige played there. Ernie Banks, the former Cub Hall of Famer, played there. There's a line drive into right field. That's a base hit. Michael Collins comes through and makes it a moot point as he scores Freddy Sandoval from third, and the Quakes do get that run. And they take a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. So Michael Collins, after lucking into a couple of infield singles in the 2nd and 4th, gets a base hit the opposite way into right field here and does what he does best, bring in a run. RBI number 59 for Michael Collins. And that will be all for Evan Meek as the Quakes chase him here in the bottom of the 5th. A pitching change for Lake Elsinore. Quakes have a run on 3 hits. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. Come back, tell you all about the new pitcher for Lake E. In the bottom of the 5th, Quakes on top 5-0. We'll be back in a minute. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
The 2006 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes aren't always playing baseball at the Epicenter. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Quakes, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at www.xbox.com for more information.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank, proud to be your hometown bank, proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
It's the newcomer for Lake Elsinore, John Thomas, who will enter the game here in the bottom of the 5th. John Thomas from Santa Maria, California, was in the Twins organization last year, signed as a free agent in July. And Thomas, this season, has not appeared in a game for Lake Elsinore. So, his first appearance in a Storm uniform comes here in the bottom of the 5th as he'll face the left-handed hitting Cliff Remily. Quakes up 5-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Curveball, that one upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Quakes have gotten a run on 3 hits here in the bottom of the 5th. Cliff Remley has played well tonight. There's a strike in the count, even at 1-1. Remley, an RBI single in the 2nd, then walked and scored in the 4th. 1-1. Bouncing ball back up the middle, trying to get into second field. Nice stab by Sean Kazmar, the shortstop, and from the second base side of the bag, he'll throw out Cliff Remley. Kazmar going a long way off to his left. Raging up the middle, makes the play, and that does it for the Quakes here in the bottom of the 5th. But Rancho Cucamonga gets an insurance run on 3 hits. Sandoval reached on an infield single to start, and then came home to score on the 2-out RBI single by Michael Collins. A run, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the 6th. Quakes on top, 5-0.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank, proud to be your hometown bank, proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
1-1 the count on Josh Howard, the leadoff man here in the top of the 6th, as he pops this one foul into the seat. And the count 1-2. Quakes leading 5-0 here in the top of the 6th. Rancho Cucamonga with 5 runs on 11 hits. Lake Elsinore has been held to just 2 singles by Carl Jelna through the first 5 innings, and he is absolutely cruising right now. He's retired 8 in a row. Top of the order due up for here for Lake Elsinore in the 6th with Howard, Kazmar, and Theofron, 1, 2, and 3. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. This one down and inside. It's even at 2-2. Now, fans, we were talking earlier about one of the great players that played in the Negro Leagues before going on to star in the big leagues. We forgot, arguably, the best hitter to ever play the game. The line drive into center field and a base hit for Josh Howard. And I'd be talking about Hank Aaron. He began his career with the Indianapolis Clowns in the Negro League. Won a Negro American League championship in 1952 with the Clowns. As Howard has the 3rd hit of the night for Lake Elsinore, leadoff man aboard. And, it's funny. I was talking about Buck O'Neill at the time that I got to spend an inning with him last year on the air as a fastball striking the knees to Sean Kazmar on the count 0-1. And I believe this quote can be attributed to Buck O'Neill. I'm not positive on it, but it sounds right. Even if it's not Buck O'Neill, it gets the point across pretty well. He was talking to a journalist one time, and the journalist said, it's a shame that, Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson and all these great black stars that never got to make it to the big leagues, that played exclusively in the Negro League. The journalist was saying, it's too bad that they never got to play against the best. 0-1. Fouled off to the right. This will get out of play, and it's 0-2. And Buck O'Neill put a little smile on his face and looked at the journalist and said, you know what? Who's to say they didn't play with the best? And the thing is, we'll never know. But, I mean, when you hear about, the black all-star teams that would barnstorm and would beat, the established white major league players, it makes you think, I mean, and that's one of the reasons why it's so hard to compare the eras. And not just comparing, baseball now in the major leagues to baseball 10 years ago or 20 years ago, but comparing all the way back to the 20s and the 30s, because the Cy Young 506 wins, all-time winningest pitcher. Nobody's even close. But he didn't have to face black players. I mean, and it makes you think, how many would he have? The fastball upstairs, and it's 1-2 on Sean Kazmar. I mean, it's the kind of stuff that you can just debate unendingly. But I mean, I think it's fascinating myself. Just sit there and think about, hey, how much different would it have been as Howard is on the move, line drive into center field. That's a base hit. Hit and run single for Sean Kazmar as Howard goes from first to third. And Lake Elsinore with men on the corners and nobody out here in the top of the sixth, trailing 5-0. So 2 on, nobody out, and Peter Ciafrone coming to the plate. Now, I'll tell you something, folks. Last year when a lot of Negro League players were inducted into the Hall of Fame posthumously, I really thought that baseball missed a chance to really give a voice to those players by putting Buck O'Neill in the Hall of Fame. And I was a big advocate of putting Buck O'Neill in the Hall of Fame. And obviously, I mean, I have no clout. I'm a minor league single-A radio announcer. People at the Hall of Fame have never heard of me. But, I just thought, that to put Buck O'Neill in as a representative of, the black players that were elected, I thought would have been, I just thought it would have been the right thing to do, to give them a voice. Fastball outside there to Ciafrone, and the count 1-0. And, everybody wants to sit there, and so often people sit there and they debate, did so-and-so deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Does it matter? I mean, honestly, a great player is a great player. I mean, and people want to sit there and say Bobby Thompson or somebody like that, somebody who was not a world-class player down and in, 2 balls and no strikes. And Bobby Thompson isn't even the guy that I'm thinking of. Bill Mazeroski, that's who I was thinking of. Mark Saenz and Cameron Butcher were on it. Jeff Sanders mailing it in here in his last game as Quakes beat writer. Looked at me like I was out of my head. I went down low, and it's 3-0. And I asked a simple question, who hit the walk-off home run to win the series for Pittsburgh that one year? Well, in stereo, Cameron and Mark are like, Bill Mazeroski. Well, Bill Mazeroski, he's in the Hall of Fame. And people were up in arms when he made the Hall of Fame. 3-0 swinging, and a line drive into center field for Peter Ciafrone. This will score a run and get Lake Elsinore on the board. As Josh Howard comes home, Sean Kazmar goes to second. An RBI single for Ciafrone. He has 2 hits, and the Quakes now leading at 5-1. As the pitching coach Eric Bennett will come out for a talk with Carl Jelena. Fans, want to remind you, Roundtable Pizza, a proud sponsor of the 2006 Quakes on the radio. Bring your Quakes ticket stub and get yourself a large one-topping pizza for just $10.99 plus tax. You can visit Round Table Pizza right here in Rancho Cucamonga at 7201 Archibald Avenue, or give them a call at 980-8040 for delivery. Well, like I was saying, when Mazeroski went into the Hall of Fame, so many people were upset. So many people were saying, "Oh, he doesn't have the numbers. He doesn't match up. This, that, whatever." Honestly, what's the big deal? What's the harm in putting one more guy in the Hall of Fame? It's already the most exclusive club in all of baseball. When I was at the Hall of Fame one time, and I've only been once, which is an absolute travesty. Nick Cross is standing up to the right side, bounce the ball back a little underneath the diving Sean Rodriguez. That threw into center field, coming around third, and scoring ahead of the throw is Sean Kazmar. An RBI single for Crosta, and Lake Elsinore now will bring the tying run to the plate as they're down 5-2, and the Quakes have some action in the bullpen down in left field. Nick Croster with his 15th run batted in this season. As Sean Kazmar scores and Peter Ciafrone goes to second. So Chase Headley, who is the team leader in home runs for Lake Elsinore, will come to the plate as the potential tying run. Headley tonight 0 for 2. He has grounded to first and lined out to Ben Johnson there at first base. Outfield straight away. Headley hitting .293 this year with 10 home runs. We mentioned that leads Lake Elsinore. And 46 RBIs. That is also tops on the club. Fastball down low and the count 1-0. Like I was saying, when I was at the Hall of Fame, the one time that I've been there, I think I read a statistic that said, fewer than 2% of people who have ever put on a Major League uniform become Hall of Famers. Maybe it's fewer than 1%. Fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. If people want to sit there and get all up in arms and nitpick, guys who had great careers and say, oh, well, it was great, but it's not Hall of Fame worthy. I just don't understand that. Here's a ground ball. First base, stepped on the bag, did Ben Johnson, and did not get a throw off. But score that one 3 unassisted, 2 away here in the 6th. Excuse me, that's just the first out here in the top of the 6th. Take that back. That's the first out here in the 6th. As Peter Ciafrone goes to third and Nick Crosta goes to second. So second and third, 1 out for Lake Elsinore here in the top of the 6th. And now here's the left-handed hitting first baseman Tim Brown with the potential tying run. He'll stand in from the left side. Now following Brown, there are 3 straight right-handed hitters who are a combined 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts and a walk tonight against Carl Jelen. Now, Tim Brown has not had a whole lot of success either. He's 0 for 2. Quakes will leave the infield back. First pitch swinging, fouls it off to the left, and the count 0-1. Like I was saying, I don't understand why people nitpick when it comes to the Hall of Fame. People want to sit there and say, oh, Bill Mazeroski didn't have the numbers to get in there. You know what? Maybe not, but he played great defense. He hit one of the most memorable home runs, perhaps the most memorable home run in baseball history. A walk-off home run in Game 7 of the World Series to win it for Pittsburgh. Fastball inside and the count 1-1. Put him in the Hall of Fame. I mean, what's the big deal, honestly? 1-1. Here's a ground ball right to the shortstop, Sean Rodriguez. Picks, throws, got him as a run scores. Score that one 6-3. Tim Brown gets an RBI, and Lake Elsinore pulls to within 5-3 as Peter Ciafrone comes home. So Ciafrone scores. Crosta goes to third. And for Tim Brown, his 43rd RBI of the season. As Lake Elsinore has picked up 3 runs here in the top of the 6th. Another runner 90 feet away as Nick Hundley, the catcher, will stand in for the right side. Right-hander against right-hander. Jelena from the stretch. And a little curveball on the inside corner. The count 0-1. Now, I'm just wrapping up what I was saying before. Along those lines, that's really why I thought Buck O'Neill should have gone in. Whether he had the numbers or not, in the grand scheme of things, big deal. Big whoop if he doesn't have the numbers. He's got great numbers. Fastball inside. It's 1-1. And for people to sit there and say, oh, well, you know, they're great numbers, but they're not Hall of Fame numbers, kind of misses the point, because Buck O'Neil could have gone in and just been a representative of all those Negro League greats who went in after they had passed. 1-1. Fastball down low. 2 balls and a strike. And I just really thought that baseball missed an opportunity right there to put Buck O'Neil in the Hall of Fame and just let him speak on behalf of his former teammates and guys that he played with and played against, and describe what that meant. Swing and miss on a slider. The count even at 2-2 on Hundley. Quakes up 5-3 here in the top of the 6th. Hundley tonight 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded to third. Cross to the runner at third base for Lake Elsinore. They came back from a 5-run deficit in last night's victory. They were down 5-0 coming into this 6th inning. Now have cut it to 5-3. Last night, the Quakes were up 6-1 after 5 innings. And Lake Elsinore scored the final 8 runs of the game. Trying to avoid a similar fate here. The 2-2 from Jelena. Swung on and missed. He struck him out swinging. Nice time for Carl Jelena to pick up his 7th strikeout of the night. A season-high 7 Ks for Carl Jelena here tonight, matching what Micah Posey, the left-hander, did in his 6 innings of work last night. And Lake Elsinore pulls close, but despite getting a tying run to the plate, cannot even up this ball game as the Quakes still lead it by a pair. Well, Lake Elsinore gets 3 runs on 4 hits. The first 4 hitters all singled. First 3 all came in to score. RBIs in the inning go to Peter Ciafrone, Nick Crosta, and Tim Brown. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 1 left. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Quakes still on top of Lake E, 5-3.
A ball player's job at the plate is to knock the stuffing out of the ball. If your living room furniture looks like it's been used for batting practice, it's time to visit Cherry Blossom Furniture Collections. You can choose a piece from our showroom or let us custom build one just for you. Whether it's for your home or office, you're sure to appreciate our pride in craftsmanship. For quality that's built to last a lifetime, you can count on Cherry Blossom Furniture Collections. For information, give us a call at 909-947-9506.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fish and tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walking into the yellow book, not the other book. Fences, gates, inline skates, artists, posers, florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Duct tape, landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, Bombay, white whale. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walking into the yellow book. Let your fingers do the walking into the yellow book, not the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
It's the bottom of the 6th here in Rancho Cucamonga. And we've also reached the top of the 9 o'clock hour. Let's go ahead and step aside for station identification. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
You're tuned to the voice of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, Rob Sinclair, right here on AM 1370, KWRM, Corona, California.
So, bottom of the 6th, bottom third of the order, and Ben Johnson leads things off with a line drive out to left field. Peter Ciafrone will make the catch with his glove high over his head. 1 pitch, 1 out for John Thomas here in the bottom of the 6th. So Johnson retired for the first time tonight after he had bunted his way on in the 2nd, then singled and scored in the 4th. Now Ryan Leahy comes to the plate. He had an RBI single his last time up in that 4th inning. Quakes 2 in the 2nd, 2 more in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th. And Lake Elsinore with all 3 of its runs in the top half of the 6th inning. Leahy showed bunt, pulled it back, and the lefty John Thomas missed outside. The count 1-0. Thomas only threw 3 pitches back in the 5th when he got the final out. So let's tell you what we know about him. Native of Santa Maria, California, 6'2", 220 pounds. There's a line drive into center field. Get down ball. That'll drop in front of Josh Howard. A solid single back up the middle for Ryan Leahy. And the Quakes with a base runner here in the bottom of the sixth. Hit number 12 for Rancho Cucamonga tonight. Here's Cody Fuller. He extended his hitting streak to a season-high 9 games back in the fourth with an infield single to first base. Fuller 1 for 2 with an RBI. As Thomas will work from the stretch, and breaking pitch misses outside. The count 1-0. That 9-game hitting streak now for Cody Fuller ties him with Michael Collins and Freddy Sandoval for the third longest hitting streak by a Quakes player this year. Next on the list, Cliff Remley's 10-game hitting streak for second place, and Pat Riley had an 11-gamer. That's the longest hitting streak on the year for a Quakes player. Fuller takes a fastball outside, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. Ryan Leahy, the runner at first, held there by Tim Brown. 2-0. Line drive into left field. That's a base hit for Cody Fuller. Back-to-back singles from the 8 and 9 hitters. And the Quakes with a pair aboard and only one out here in the bottom of the sixth. So Leahy and Fuller now both 2 for 3. So's Ben Johnson. How about the bottom third of the Quakes order tonight? A combined 6 for 9. Johnson, Leahy, and Fuller all with 2 hits. And now back to the top of the order with Nate Sutton, the leadoff man. John Thomas, the left-hander for Lake Elsinore, we mentioned was in the Minnesota system last year. Was up splitting time between AA and AAA as this one is ripped foul outside of first base, and the count is 0-1 on Sutton. Thomas pitched in New Britain last season and also up in AAA with the Rochester Red Wings in the International League. He now finds himself down in low A. Just got signed earlier this month by San Diego. Downstairs there to Sutton, and the count 1-1. Nate tonight 0 for 3. Although he was robbed of a base hit his last time up in the fourth on a great diving stop by Sean Kazmar. Left-hander against left-hander, 1-1. Line foul down the left field side, duck and cover on the concourse. Everybody's all right, and the count goes to 1-2. John Thomas began this season in the Twins organization. Began it down in high A with the Fort Myers Miracle. Curveball inside, and the count 2-2. And was a starter for Fort Myers. Then went up to AA New Britain and was used in between the starting rotation and the bullpen. Reached out and poked foul at the third base side. Will do it again, 2-2. Went 1-2 with a 6.25 ERA in 14 games for the New Britain Rockcats there in AA, and got released and then picked up a few days later by San Diego. Outfield straightaway on Nate Sutton, 2 on, 1 out. Quakes up by a pair. Here's a curveball just a little bit inside, maybe high as well. And now it's full on Sutton, 3-2. Nate hitting .275, 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in. And this month he is hitting .400. 3-2, both runners going on line drive over a leaping Tim Brown. That's through into right field. Leahy around third. He's going to score now. The ball gets past Turner out there in right field. Coming all the way from first is Cody Fuller. Going to third is Sutton, and the Quakes lead it 7-3. It should be an RBI single for Sutton And then you give a two-base error to Tim Turner out there in right field. I believe they're either going to go triple on that one. Let's see. Take that back. It's a triple. So a triple all the way for Nate Sutton. There's a fastball outside on Freddy Sandoval. The count 1-0. So I apologize to Sutton. I was trying to take away a triple from him. From what I could hear from Sean McCall, the voice of the Storm, he said that ball just skidded on Tim Turner out there in right field. I thought he misplayed it. On outside, 2-0 now on Sandoval, but said it just skidded past him. And I think what threw me off is that Turner looked to me like he took a bad angle on it, and it got past him, and I thought he had misplayed it. So a triple for Nate Sutton. Swing and miss by Sandoval. The count 2-1. Sutton's sixth triple of the season. That ties him with Pat Riley for the team lead. RBIs 22 and 23 on the year for Nate. So now the infield drawn in as Sandoval swings through a high fastball. It's 2-2. I'll tell you what, this is what you like to see from the Quakes offense. Jelena gives up 3 runs in the top of the 6th. What do? Come right back and get the momentum back in your corner. There's a fly ball out to right. Tim Turner will make the catch, tagging from third. Here comes Nate Sutton. Throw, play at the plate. Sutton tried to run over Hundley, and Hundley held his ground and tagged down Nate Sutton. That will end the inning. Sandoval flies out to right, and Nate Sutton out on the play, 9-2. And that will do it for the Quakes here in the bottom of the 6th. But Rancho Cucamonga picks up 2 runs on 3 hits. The singles by Leahy and Fuller to start the rally, and then Sutton scored them both with a 2-run triple down the right field line. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, none left. To the 7th we go. Quakes on top of this one, 7-3.
You wouldn't want your favorite sports team to only play offense or only play defense. So when it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? Bring your home and auto insurance to Allstate now, and you can save big on both. You deserve someone that can assist you more. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Hey, sports fans, call Allstate agent Tom Brozick at 909-393-4310 today. Subject to availability and qualifications, Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Pioneer Radio and Sports would like to thank the following businesses who are committed to customer service.
This Quakes broadcast is brought to you in part by Charles Fisher at America's Lending, on the cutting edge of mortgage financing. By Shelton's Poultry, celebrating over 80 years of being a proud American business. By Cherry Blossom Furniture Collection, dreams turning into reality. And by First Watch Home Inspections, we never stop working for you.
Friends and family visiting you this summer? Don't worry. Add a room instantly by calling your friends at the Red Roof Inn. Red Roof Inns offer quality rooms, friendly service, great rates, and kids stay free. Plus, as a Ready Card preferred member, you'll earn points towards free room nights. With 360 Red Roof Inns nationwide, you'll find locations everywhere, including Ontario, San Dimas, and Victorville. Visit us today at redroof.com or dial 800-RED-ROOF.
Top of the 7th here in Rancho Cucamonga, and the Quakes with a 7-3 lead, and they've turned it over to the bullpen. The right-hander Michel Samar on in relief of Carl Jelena. So one French-Canadian to the other. Carl Jelena goes 6 innings, turns in a quality start. His first of the season, 6 innings, 3 runs on 6 hits. Only 1 walk for Jelly. As usual, excellent control exhibited by Carl Jelena. And he struck out 7, a season-high 7 Ks in 6 innings of work. So a nice start for Carl Jelena, and the Quakes will try to get him his 2nd straight win as they have a 4-run lead here in the top of the 7th. Matt Hagan, the second baseman, will lead things off against Samar. First pitch swinging and a fastball foul back to count 0-1. Again, the final line for Carl Jelena, 6 innings. 3 runs, 6 hits, a walk, and 7 Ks. Nicely done tonight by Carl Jelena. Back-to-back Excellent start. There's a hot shot. Diving stab by Freddy Sandoval at third. And he'll get a nice ovation from the fans as he saves extra bases for Michel Samar right there. Hagen ripped the ball down the third base line, and Sandoval, on nothing but instinct, dives to his right and comes up with a backhanded stop as he catches that hot line drive, one away. So here's Tim Turner. He has walked and struck out in 2 trips. Now a high chopper. A little bit easier play for Sandoval. Hicks throws high and went over the glove of Ben Johnson down the right field line. And, well, have to be an error on the throw, I believe. Yeah, that's what it will be. So Freddy Sandoval, after committing 2 errors last night, commits the first error of the game for the Quakes here in the top of the 7th. Actually, the first error for either team tonight. And that puts Tim Turner aboard at first base. Let's tell you about Michel Samar, the native of Charlesbourg, Quebec, Canada. Samar, a right-hander, 6'4", 200 pounds, a 25th round pick back in 2002. Split time last year between Cedar Rapids and here in Rancho Cucamonga. Already this season has been promoted up to Double-A Arkansas before coming back down to the Quakes. Toss over to first, and Tim Turner dives back in. Tim Turner has stolen 1 base already tonight. He is 9 out of 12 on the year. Has a pretty good-sized lead away from first with Ben Johnson holding him on. And Samar with another toss over to the bag. Michel Samar this season 0-1 for the Quakes with a 6.06 earned run average. This is his 14th relief appearance. From the stretch here. Fastball down low. And the count 1-0. Samar has worked 16 1/3 innings in 13 outings. Has given up 11 earned runs on 23 hits. Infield, a double play down, hoping for a ground ball. Fans trying to get the wave going. Another toss over to first, and Turner dives back in again. Samar, 13 strikeouts and 16 1/3, 8 walks. Opponents hitting .307 against him. Quakes up 7-3 here in the top of the 7th. 1-0. Bouncing ball right to the second baseman, Ryan Leahy. He'll tag out the runner, go to first, and a double play. And so much for that error by Freddy Sandoval. Nice play again by Ryan Leahy. He had a great diving stop in the first. Now turns a 4-3 double play all by himself here in the top of the 7th. And as he tags out Tim Turner going by, and then fires to first to complete the twin killing. Lake Elsinore in this half of the 7th. No runs, no hits. 1 Quakes error, no runners left. Fans, I think we all know what time it is. Get on up, stretch them out. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Quakes on top, 7-3.
Hey fans, are you looking for the ultimate in custom home theater? There's one company in town that features everything, from the outrageous to the affordable, in audio-video equipment. It's Custom Home Technologies, your home theater experts. We feature the latest in multi-room systems, including whole house audio-video, home theater systems, surround sound, and more. Find out more by calling 909-292-3611 or log on to hometheaterbyhenry.com. That's Custom Home Technologies. We'll meet or beat any price.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Bottom of the 7th, and the new right-hander in the game for Lake Elsinore is Richie Daigle. So John Thomas goes an inning and a third in his Lake Elsinore debut. Gives up a couple of runs on 3 hits. No walks and no strikeouts, and now turns it over to Daigle here in the bottom of the 7th. Fans want to remind you, Quakes Baseball brought to you in part by Esther Tacos in Upland. Serving authentic Mexican food 7 days a week. Esther's features tacos, burritos, quesadillas, and fajitas. Give them a call at 946-8111 for catering information. Or visit Esther Tacos in the Red Hill Shopping Center on the corner of Foothill and Grove there in Upland, and enter to win free Quakes tickets. Quakes up 7-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. And they'll have the heart of the order due up with Rodriguez, Riley, and Collins. 3, 4, and 5 to face Richie Daigle. Crowd enjoying the cha-cha slide here as part of the 7th inning stretch festivities. One of the fans still doing the cha-cha slide even though the music has stopped. Not a pretty sight. Fastball on the outside corner, Sean Rodriguez, and the count 0-1. Let's tell you about Richie Daigle. Native of Alpharetta, Georgia. 6 feet tall, 190 pounds. He is 23 years old. Signed as a free agent out of North Georgia College back in 2005. Swing and a miss by Rodriguez. And the count 0-2. Richie Daigle making his 30th relief appearance of the year for Lake Elsinore. 4-0 with a 4.75 ERA. The 0-2 to Rodriguez fouled off over the roof and out of play. We'll do it again. Daigle in 36 innings has given up 19 runs on 44 hits. Oh-2, fastball outside, and the count 1-2. Daigle not overpowering by any means. Only 19 strikeouts in 36 innings and 16 walks. So basically a 1-to-1 ratio of strikeouts to walks, and opponents hitting .314 against a 1-2. Waved at and missed, and that is strike 3. Figures. As soon as the loudmouth radio guy runs his mouth about how Richie Daigle doesn't strike anybody out, Sean Rodriguez goes down swinging. My bad, Sean. I got your back on that one. That's on me. As Rodriguez strikes out for the second time, and Richie Daigle has his first strikeout of the night. So here's Pat Riley, 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored back in the second. Since then, he has struck out and hit into a double play. Fastball low there from Richie Daigle. And the count 1-0. Outfield straight away on Pat Riley in this at-bat. Fastball down low there. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Pop foul, third base side, drifting towards the seats, and that's out of play. And the count now 2-1 on Riley. Take a look at some big league scores. Now we'll start down the road in Anaheim, where the parent club, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, are shutting out Tampa Bay 4-0. John Lackey going for a complete game 5-hit shutout in that one. There's the 2-1. Fouled away, and it's even at 2-2. So Angels up 4-0 on Tampa Bay in the top of the 9th down at the Big A, Angel Stadium. John Lackey 2 outs away from another shutout. The 2-2 to Pat Riley on the ground right to the first baseman, Tim Brown. He'll flip it to Richie Daigle covering the bag. Score that one 3-1. And there are 2 gone here in the bottom of the 7th. Quakes leading this ball game 7-3. Other Major League games that are still going on. The parent club for the Lake Elsinore Storm, San Diego Padres, in a good one with Atlanta down at Petco Park. San Diego and the Braves are tied at 8 going into the top of the 7th. San Diego, home runs from Mike Piazza and a couple from Alex Gonzalez. Chipper Jones has hit a pair for the Braves. Andrew Jones and Adam LaRoche have also homered for the Bravos in that one. There's pitch to Michael Collins, down and away, and the count 1-0. In that Angels game, Vladimir Guerrero has homered for Los Angeles in that one, his 19th of the year. Other ball games still in progress. San Francisco, a 5-3 lead on Philadelphia. That ball game in San Francisco. They are going into the bottom of the 8th. Fastball outside there. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Ryan Howard, his 29th home run of the year for Philadelphia. Ray Durham, his 13th of the year for San Francisco. And now that ball game just did go final down in Anaheim, and the Angels shut out Tampa Bay 4-0. The score right there as John Lackey goes the distance and gets the shutout. Lackey improves to 8-5. 9 innings, 5 hits, 2 walks, and tied his season and career high with 10 strikeouts. Attaboy, John Lackey. There's a swing and a miss on a fastball, and the count 2-1 on Michael Collins. Tubby with 3 hits tonight. Infield singles in the 2nd and 4th, then an RBI single to right in the 5th. 1 RBI, 1 run scored for Collins tonight. His 26th multi-hit game of the year, fouled back into 2-2. And the 6th time that Collins has had 3 hits in a game. Quakes up by 4 here in the bottom of the 7th. Have never trailed in this ball game. 2-2. Swung on and fouled back. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just announced the score of the Angels game over the public address system here. Crowd glad that that one has gone final. And a good crowd tonight, even better than I thought we would have. There's a ground ball to the second baseman, Matt Hagan. He'll pick a clean and throw out Michael Collins. Score that one 4-3. And a 1-2-3 inning for Richie Daigle here in the bottom of the 7th. Quakes go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We go to the 8th. Quakes on top, 7-3.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Guys floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you got you some down here.
Hey, baby. Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
Fans, for all your real estate needs, call Century 21 Excellence of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-373-1768. Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing, call on the name you can trust. Century 21 Excellence of Rancho Cucamonga, partners in our community. With multiple offices to serve the Los Angeles, San Bernardino, Riverside, and Orange County areas, they can help you whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing. That's Century 21 Excellence of Rancho Cucamonga, partners in our community. Call them at 909-373-1768. Again, 909-373-1768.
top of the 8th, and the Quakes with a 7-3 lead as Michel Samar will begin his second inning of relief, faced the minimum 3 back in the 7th, despite a throwing error by Freddy Sandoval. Got a double play from Josh Howard and got out of that 7th inning unharmed. Fans, want to remind you, Quakes baseball brought to you in part by Bobby Bajas in Rancho Cucamonga, offering the best tri-tip California barbecue and Baja street food in the Inland Empire. Let Bobby Bajas cater to your family just like they cater to the Quakes press box. Bobby Bajas on the corner of Foothill and Vineyard in Rancho Cucamonga, or call them up at 989-9925. They took good care of us tonight as well. Sean Kazmar stands in from the right side for Lake Elsinore. The fastball on the outside corner, the count 0-1. Kazmar, Ciafrone, and Crosta 2, 3, and 4 for Lake Elsinore. Quakes on top 7-3 here in the top of the 8th. Right-hander against right-hander. 0-1 down low. It's a ball and a strike. Went over and picked up the food from Bobby Bajas today and saw Chef and talked to him for a little bit, and then saw Bob, the owner and the manager. And we were talking for a little bit, and I was telling him about my mom. The last time I talked to Mom, she told me this popped up, shallow left field, and Pat Riley coming in, nearing the line, crossing into foul ground, and did he make that catch? Did he make the catch? He made the catch. Nicely done by Pat Riley. Disappeared into the corner there in left field, right in front of the the Hot Corner Cafe down there in left field. Had no idea where he was or if he had caught the ball, but he made the catch in foul ground. Kazmar retired, and that's the first out here in the top of the 8th. Peter Ciafrone will stand in from the left side. But, yeah, last time I was talking to Mom, she said, hey, and she's coming out in August to see me. And she said, hey, when I come out, I want to go to Bobby Bajas. And I said, Mom, I can make that happen for you. I'd be happy to. Gives me an excuse to go. There's a fly ball, shallow center field. Fuller will make the catch. Ciafrone flies out on the first pitch he sees from Samar, and just like that, 2 gone. Wake leading 7-3 here in the top of the 8th. But yeah, some people were going out to a Chinese place today. They weren't going to Payway. They were going somewhere else. Ron Franco, one of our camera operators, and I guess Ron's, I'm not sure if Ron's an intern or not. I don't know if he's officially an intern or if he does more work than an intern. I'm not sure. It's a strike on Crofton. It's 0-1, but he and Chris Anderson were going out to lunch, and they invited me to go with them. I looked at them and I was like, y'all crazy? We got Bobby Bajas coming today. Not filling up on lunch. Foul back in the count 0-2. And I still haven't even gotten to have any Bobby Bajas because when I was coming back with the food, my alternator died. Car died on the little service road leading to the ballpark. But, you know, like a true connoisseur of food, first thing I did was call Cameron Butcher and say, hey, food's warm, come on down and get it. So Cameron, our official scorer, came down, got the food, and then we dealt with the car later. This one high and deep out towards right center field, and extra bases as it's off the wall for Nick Crosta. He'll run into second with a stand-up double on an 0-2 pitch from Michel Samar. Samar just left that one up in the zone. And Nick Crosta jumped all over it, doubles out to right center. And like Elsinore with a base runner in scoring position with 2 gone here in the 8th. But yeah, pretty excited. I'm going to get to be a manly man tonight. Going to get to fix my alternator by moonlight. I'm excited about this. Tom Beatty, one of our group sales representatives, and also Wisconsin's own Tom Beatty, as Jordani Ramirez will come in to pinch run for Nick Crosta here. Well, yeah, Wisconsin's own Tom Beatty diagnosed the blown out alternator, and so we're going to make a late night run to AutoZone, and fortunately AutoZone is 24 hours, so we make a late night run there and get a new alternator and go back and get some grease under our fingernails and just rejoice in our manhood. Well, nothing like fixing a car late at night. Makes you feel alive. As Chase Headley, the switch hitter, will stand in from the left side. Fastball, a little bit low for Michel Samar. It's 1-0. This is the second time Tom's going to help me out with some car trouble. I had a massive flat tire when I was out at Outback. I guess before the season even started. 1-0, line drive right back up the middle, almost took off Samar's head as it ricochets into center field off the bat of Chase Headley, an RBI single as Ramirez, the pinch runner, comes home to score. And Lake Elsinore now within 3 runs at 7-4. An RBI single for Chase Headley, his first hit of the night. And for Headley, his 47th RBI. And now Tim Brown coming to the plate as Michael Collins went out for a quick talk with Samar. Yeah, I had that flat tire. First person I called was Tom. Said, hey, got a flat tire. Little help. So he came over, helped me out with that because, I mean, I had no idea. I mean, you have to understand, I was raised by a single mother who was a model. You know, I mean, if something was broken, you know, we didn't fix it. We took it somewhere to get fixed. The fastball strike and 0-1. So, I mean, it was a good long while until I even knew how to pop a hood. I'm not too afraid to admit that. Couldn't find the hood latch. I couldn't do it. That one down low. And it's a ball and a strike. I'll tell you a story about hoods, though. I was driving down the road one time. All right, see, when I was in college, and to this day, I'm a little bit lazy. Okay, I mean, we accept this as part of my charm. And when I was in college, my hood latch wire got messed up on my old car. 1-1. Fastball outside, 2 balls and a strike. And so I went in for an oil change. They ended up having to snap the hood latch wire in order to get the new oil in. And they said, look, you know, we'll tie it down with some rope and it'll hold. I said, well, look, I'm going 1,200 miles back to Wisconsin. This one downstairs, and it's 3 balls and a strike. I said, I'm going 1,200 miles back to Wisconsin. Is rope going to hold? They're like, yeah, don't worry about it. So I drive all the way back to Wisconsin. Rope holds, right? And this is May. Well, my girlfriend at the time was graduating in August. So I had June and July and part of August to get the rope replaced and get my hood fixed. Do you guys think I decided to do it? No. Why would I do that? There's a fastball down low, and that's ball 4. Tim Brown draws a walk, and now a little murmur of concern from the fans here at the Epicenter, as Lake Elsinore, with 2 away here in the top of the 8th, will bring the potential tying run to the plate, trailing 7-4. And the pitching coach, Eric Bennett, going out for a talk with Michel Samar as there is action in the Quakes bullpen. But so anyway, no, I don't get my hood fixed. Decide to let it ride with the rope. I was in the middle of nowhere in Missouri, driving down to see my girlfriend graduate. 63 miles an hour, passing a semi with a minivan behind me. Woof, hood flew up on me. Cracked my windshield, dented the roof of my car from front windshield to back windshield. So I pull off, get it replaced. Now they forced the hood back down. Drove the rest of the way to Texas, from Missouri at this point, rest of the way to Texas with a cracked windshield. Called my girlfriend about it, told her, showed her the next day, and she's like, I can't even look at that. She's like, that's too scary to think that. She's like, no, you don't look out the window mark signs when your hood flies up. You look underneath the crack. I didn't panic. Fastball down low to Nick Hundley in the count 1-0. I didn't panic because I'm just that good, you know. Tough, stressful situation like that. Ace Ventura, that's right, brother. 1-0, down and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Hey, would you guys let me concentrate on the game here? We've got a good game here. You know, I like telling stories for you guys. I like entertaining, but let's focus on the game here. All right, tying run at the plate. Quakes up 7-4 here in the top of the 8th. 2 on, 2 out for Lake Elsinore. And Hundley, the tying run at the plate. Here's the bouncing ball, hit sharply off the glove of Freddy Sandoval. All hands are safe. Nobody scores, but the bases will be loaded. And that'll be an infield single for Nick Hundley. It was a hard-hit ball by Nick Hundley. Freddy Sandoval got a glove on it on the backhand side, but could not bring it in, and that is going to be it for Michel Samar. So the clock grows thicker here in the top of the 8th as the Quakes bullpen is struggling for the second straight night. Still have the lead do the Quakes here in the top of the 8th. They're on top 7-4, but a run is in. The bases are loaded, and Michel Samar is departing with 2 away here in the 8th. We will go ahead and take a break as well. A pitching change. That should be the closer, Kevin Jepsen, jogging in from the bullpen. He'll be going for a 4-out save in this one, as the Quakes are on top 7-4. Bases loaded, 2 out. Tying run at first base for the Storm. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
You wouldn't want your favorite sports team to only play offense or only play defense. So when it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? Bring your home and auto insurance to Allstate now, and you can save big on both. You deserve someone that can assist you more. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Hey, sports fans, call Allstate agent Sal Ayala Jr. at 909-984-8528 today. Subject to availability and qualifications, Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by SoCal Sportswear in Downey. SoCal Sportswear is the official provider for the L.A. Sparks and for Long Beach State as well. Your high school or college will enjoy all-star workmanship at all-star prices. Call 562-923-0909. That's 562-923-0909. SoCal Sportswear in Downey will put your name or logo on any type of hat, visor, tank, T-shirt, short, jacket, you name it. SoCal Sportswear in Downey. When you want it done right the first time, 562-923-0909.
So it is the right-hander Kevin Jepsen here in the top of the 8th. And, oh, what a situation for Jeffy to come into. He loves this kind of situation. He loves this stuff. He said there's no greater adrenaline rush than coming into a tough situation like this, knowing that he's got to come through and do his job. Kevin Jepsen mentally is so well-suited for the closer's role. He loves it. And he's got a lot of pressure on him right here. Bases loaded, 2 out. Go-ahead run at the plate for Lake Elsinore. First batter he'll face is Matt Hagan. Line drive into left field. That's a base hit. 1 run will score. Tim Brown will be held at third as Riley hits the cutoff man on a couple of hops. But an RBI single for Matt Hagan on Jepsen's first pitch. And Lake Elsinore now within a pair at 7-5. Hagan had been 0 for 3 prior to that base hit. He gets his 16th RBI of the year. Chase Headley scores. Tim Brown goes to third. Hundley goes to second. So now the go-ahead run on base. The 2 tying runs are in scoring position. And here's Tim Turner, the right fielder. Jepsen from the stretch, swinging a miss on the fastball. It's 0-1. Outfield around towards right on Turner. Here's the 0-1 from Jepsen. Fastball down low through the legs on Collins. Trying to come home. And the tag in time. They got him at the plate. Brown is out. That's how the 8th inning ends. Jepsen threw a ball that went through the 5-hole on Collins. Bounced off the backstop. Right back to Collins. Jepsen came off the mound. Took the throw and tagged out Tim Brown. He's out 2-1. And that's how the rally for Lake Elsinore comes to a sudden crashing halt here in the top of the 8th. And the Quakes keep this 2-run lead. Storm gets 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, 2 left, and what a way for it to end. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Quakes still alive. They are on top 7-5.
Hey fans, Rob Sinclair here reminding you that any night is a great night to enjoy Quakes baseball. Our Monday Madness promotion gets you 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas, and 2 popcorns for just $12. Come out for Weenie Wednesdays and enjoy delicious Farmer John hot dogs for just $1. And every Thursday, quench your thirst with $1 beers and sodas on Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday. To order Quakes tickets in person, stop by the Epicenter from 10 to 5 Monday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturday. You can also order by phone by calling 909-481-5252 or buy tickets online at rcquakes.com.
These days, getting the most from your dollar is more important than ever. That's why when it comes to home inspections, smart buyers call on First Watch Home Inspections. You'll find their commitment to your satisfaction makes them the right choice for all your inspection needs. Whether it's for your home or apartment, give them a call at 909-873-1196. That's First Watch Home Inspections, a proud member of the BBB and proud Quakes sponsor. They never stop working for you.
In baseball, there are day games, night games, and even the occasional twilight doubleheader. But you'll never see a first thing in the morning game. That's because mornings are for Farmer John. Whether it's delicious hardwood smoked bacon, savory sausage, or juicy ham steaks, they're all made fresh right here in the Southland. There's even Farmer John quick serve bacon and sausage. It's ready in seconds. So share your afternoons and evenings with the Quakes. But mornings are for you and Farmer John. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Bottom of the eighth, and a new pitcher into the game for Lake Elsinore. It's the left-hander Kyle Stoops here in the bottom of the eighth. As he will face Remley, Johnson, and Leahy, 6, 7, and 8. The vitals on Kyle Stoops, a left-handed native of Fort Neches, Texas. 22nd round pick out of Lamar University down in Houston back in 2004. Spent all of last season with the Fort Wayne Wizards in the Midwest League. Remley will lead things off, 1 for 2, an RBI single in the second, then a walk and a run scored in the fourth before grounded out back in the fifth in that inning. Left-hander against left-hander. Fastball down low from Stoops, and it's 1-0. Kyle Stoops, 3-1 this season in 31 previous relief appearances. And a 2.66 ERA. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and it's even a 1-1. Stoops in 44 innings has given up 13 runs on 33 hits. Outfield around towards left. Looking for Remo to go the other way, the 1-1. Bouncing in and bouncing past the catcher Nick Hundley. It's 2 balls and a strike. Stoops, how about this for control? 40 strikeouts in 44 innings and 2 walks. A 20-to-1 ratio of strikeouts to walks for Kyle Stoops. Down low, and it's 3-1. Opponents hitting an even 200 against him. 40 strikeouts and 2 walks in 44 innings. That is unbelievable. Here's the 3-1 in the air, left field, and that's a base hit as it will drop on a soft line for Cliff Remley. Leadoff man aboard for the Quakes here in the bottom of the eighth, as Remley gets the base knocked the opposite way. And that'll bring Ben Johnson to the plate, as he is 2 for 3. Every hitter in this Quake lineup has a hit tonight. Michael Collins leading the way with 3. And the final 4 guys in the batting order, Remley, Johnson, Leahy, and Fuller, all have 2. Quakes have gotten 15 hits in this ball game. Here's a hot shot, handled by the shortstop, Sean Kazmar. Second for 1, and the flip from Hagan, high but in time as Tim Brown kept his foot on the bag. A 6-4-3 double play turned by Kazmar and Hagan. And there are 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th, as Remley gets forced out in the process. Fans, want to remind you, Quakes baseball brought to you in part by Red Hill Barbecue of Rancho Cucamonga, located at 8111 Foothill Boulevard on the corner of Foothill and Grove. Red Hill Barbecue is the home of the $3.99 lunch special. Give them a call at 920-0558 for catering information, or visit Red Hill Barbecue on the corner of Foothill and Grove from 11 to 9 Monday through Thursday and 11 to 10 Friday and Saturday. Fastball strike there to Ryan Leahy, and the count 0-1. Hey, you know what? It's a Friday. It's only 9:49. Jeff Sanders, if you leave right now, you could get some Red Hill Barbecue. Got to hit the lights, but you could get some Red Hill Barbecue. One foul back off the screen by Ryan Leahy, and the count 0-2. Jeff, it's your last night here. We're going to miss you, man. Jeff Sanders, where are you going? North County Times? Is that what it's called? North County Times? Hold on. You're brimming with excitement about this. You are. I mean, you're bouncing off the walls right now. It's a good thing we've got most of the windows closed up here. Otherwise, I mean, you'd be 4 outs away. That's right. Fastball down low, and the count 1-2. Actually, I gave Jeff Sanders an idea for how to word his farewell article, so we'll see if he sticks with it. Down and in, and Leahy went around. That is strike 3. Tried to check the swing, could not do it. Carl Stute strikes him out, and that will do it for the Quakes here in the bottom of the 8th. No runs after that leadoff single by Remley. No Lake Elsinore errors. No runners left. We go to the 9th. Quakes 3 outs away from a victory. Kevin Jepsen going to try to get the final 3 outs. Quakes on top, 7-5.
Thinking of buying a home or refinancing? At America's Lending, we know what it takes to meet all your home loan needs. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or you're refinancing, our creative loan consultants will find what best fits your needs, even for those with less than perfect credit. Call Charles Fisher with America's Lending at 909-758-5120 or find out more online at freecalifornialoansecrets.com. That's America's Lending. We do deals others can't touch.
It's your first game. You got your glove?
Yeah.
Good boy. All right, bright blue sky, beautiful green grass. You know, there's nothing better than baseball in the summer.
I guess.
Hey, where's that peanut guy?
Dad, we're in the living room.
Hooked on a clear picture? Get hooked on Charter HD TV with a picture 5 times sharper than regular TV plus theater quality sound. You'll watch television like never before. Get local channels in high definition with no equipment to buy. Go where satellite can't. Call 1-888-GET-CHARTER and get hooked. Service not available in all areas. Prices may vary.
This is Rob Sinclair, the voice of the Quakes for the Ontario Airport Marriott. If you're looking for a great place to eat, the Ontario Airport Marriott features the D Street Sports Bar and Grill, open daily from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 a.m., the Pacific Grill for the fine diner, or stop by the 24-hour Pacific Deli. The Ontario Airport Marriott is located at 2200 East Holt Boulevard, just off the 10 freeway. The Ontario Airport Marriott, a proud sponsor of your 2006 Quakes on the radio.
It's the top of the 9th here in Rancho Cucamonga. Quakes with a 7-5 lead. And Kevin Jepsen looking for outs 25, 26, and 27. As the Quakes try to bounce back from the loss last night with a win over Lake Elsinore here this evening. First offering to Turner, a fastball for a called strike 1. Turner to start, then back to the top of the order with Howard and Kazmar. 9, 1, and 2. For Lake Elsinore. Right-hander against right-hander, the 0-1. Fastball down low, bouncing away from Michael Collins. And the count of ball and a strike. Tim Turner was the man at the plate when Jepsen threw what could have been a wild pitch. It went right through the legs on Michael Collins, bounced off the backstop, right back to Collins. 1-1. There's a swing and a miss on a fastball. It's 1-2. Tim Brown, the runner at third, because Lake Elsinore had the bases loaded at the time, came down the line from third. Kevin Jepsen came off the hill to cover the plate. Ball bounced right back to Collins. He threw to Jepsen. Jepsen applied the tag. Brown was out, and that's how the 8th inning ended for Lake Elsinore. 1-2. There's a fastball high. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. They did get 2 runs in the 8th inning, but they had the 2 tying runs in scoring position and the go-ahead run at first when Tim Brown was thrown out at the plate. 2-2. Line drive into right center field. That's a base hit. Tim Turner with a leadoff single for Lake Elsinore here in the top of the 9th, and nothing going to come easy for the Quakes. As the tying run will come to the plate for the Storm in the person of Josh Howard. What about some other big league scores? That ball game out in the desert has gone final. Arizona lucks into a win over Milwaukee 4-3 as Derek Turnbow blows the save opportunity, giving up a walk-off 2-run homer to Johnny Estrada to give Arizona the win there. Fastball outside to Josh Howard in the count 1-0. And I was talking to Tim Rennie in between innings, and I was rather vociferously expressing my displeasure with Derek Turnbow blowing that game for the Brujas. 1-0, fastball outside. It's 2-0. I said, so the Brewers lost the game, and, the alternator is gone on my car. And Tim looked at me and he said, which one are you more upset about? I said, the Brewers. I said, okay, as long as we're keeping things in perspective. I said, yeah, absolutely. Oh, alternator, I can fix that. Don't get a chance, don't get that win back, Don't get a do-over. There's a fastball down low on the count. 3 balls and no strikes on Josh Howard now. No action in the Quakes bullpen. Kevin Jepsen went 2/3 of an inning last night. Fastball, there's a strike at the knees, and the count 3-1. Josh Howard does have 2 hits, a run scored, and a stolen base tonight. The 2 times he's been retired, however, have both been on the ground. Once to short, and then he hit into a double play to end the 7th. And Quakes would love a ground ball right here. Toss over to first, and back standing up is Tim Turner. Turner does have good speed. He's 9 out of 12 in stolen base attempts this year, including a steal tonight. But I don't see Rick Renteria giving him the green light here. Now with the time run at the plate. 3-1 down low, and that's ball 4. Josh Howard walks, and now the 2 tying runs are on base for Lake Elsinore with nobody out here in the top of the 9th. And the pitching coach, Eric Bennett, going to go out for a talk with the right-hander, Kevin Jepsen. So Turner goes to second, Howard at first. They both run very well. And Eric Bennett will not only talk things over with Kevin Jepsen, he'll also talk things over with the entire infield. Quakes had a 5-0 lead in this one. Remember, they were up 6-1 after the 5th inning last night and lost. They blew a 5-run lead. Tonight they're up 5-0 after 5. Lake Elsinore got 3 in the 6th. Quakes got 2 back in the 6th to make it 7-3. And then Lake Elsinore with a couple of runs in the 8th. And now here we are 7-5. Quakes on top in the 9th, but Kevin Jepsen scuffling a little bit right now. Good crowd tonight, 3,900 and change, 3,919. The announced attendance. Sean Kazmar is in for the right side, already showing bunt. And Jepsen wheels off and looks the runners back. Freddy Sandoval in on the grass at third, giving the signs to the middle infield of Sean Rodriguez and Ryan Leahy. Ben Johnson coaching first. He's not coaching first, playing first, and he's in on the grass as well. Right-hander against right-hander. Kazmar showing bunt. Let it go by, and a fastball on the outside corner. That's a called strike 1. Sean Kazmar, 1 for 4 tonight. Singled and scored back in the 6th. As Freddy Sandoval will flash some more signs and get on the same page with Kevin Jepsen. Here's where it becomes a chess game, folks. Bobby Mitchell versus Rick Renteria is played out by the guys on the field. 0-1. Kazmar showing bunt again, gets it down. Kevin Jepsen will field it. Good job by Ben Johnson to get out of the way, and the Quakes take the out at first base with Leahy covering the bag. Gives Sean Kazmar credit for a sacrifice right there. 1-4 the scoring as Josh Howard goes to second and Tim Turner goes to third. So now the 2 tying runs are in scoring position with only 1 out here in the top of the 9th for Lake Elsinore. Quakes up 7-5. And Peter Ciafrone, the man at the plate, is 2 for 4 tonight. And Ciafrone rips up right-handed pitching. He's hitting .339 on the year. Against right-handers, he's hitting .352. First pitch, line drive into right center field. That's a base hit. This should tie the game. Turner is in. Josh Howard coming around. He's going to score a 2-run single for Ciafrone. And we are all tied up at 7. A 2-run single for Peter Ciafrone. And it's a brand new ball game here in the top of the 9th. On the very first pitch he got his 3rd hit. And he's got 3 RBIs tonight. And now Jepsen has to worry about keeping this ball game tied as Jordani Ramirez stands in from the right side. Tossed over to first. And Theofrone dives back. Right-hander against right-hander. Ramirez at the plate for the first time. High chopper. This is going to be trouble, but it's foul outside of third base. And the count 0-1. Jordani Ramirez on the year hitting .209. A couple of home runs and 14 runs batted in. Came on as a pinch runner back in the 8th for Nick Crosta. So tied at 7 here in the top of the 9th. Here's a ground ball. Going to be a tough play out of the reach of Ryan Leahy. That'll trickle through into right field. Leahy gave it everything he had, but he was at double play depth, which meant that he was shaded close to the second base bag. Couldn't get to his left in time to make a diving stop, and now the go-ahead run in scoring position for the Storm. Fans, we're just past the top of the 10 o'clock hour. Let's go ahead and step aside for station identification. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
You're listening to Rob Sinclair and Quakes Baseball on AM 1370 KWRM, Corona, California.
So now men at first and second. Still only one out here in the top of the 9th. The first offering from Jepsen. On away for ball one. Now there is action in the Quakes bullpen. Brad Beck, the lefty, getting loose. Perhaps with an eye on Tim Brown, the left-handed hitter who waits on deck. The 1-0 to Headley. He's in from the left side, a switch hitter. Takes a strike there, and the count is 1-1. Chase Headley, much better from the left side than he is from the right side. He's hitting .337 when batting left-handed. 1-1. Fastball, there's a strike, and it's 1-2. Chase Headley tonight, 1 for 4. An RBI single and a run scored back in the 8th. Quakes have blown a 5-run lead for the second straight night. There's a swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. Chase Headley down swinging, and there are 2 gone. So here's Tim Brown. Big spot here in the top of the 9th. Tied at 7. Go-ahead run in scoring position for Lake Elsinore. In the form of Peter Theofrone. He has decent speed. And, of course, he will be going on contact here with 2 outs. Brown 0 for 3 with a walk and an RBI ground out. Fastball low and away from Jepsen is 1-0. In the bottom of the 9th, the Quakes will have Fuller, Sutton, and Sandoval, 9, 1, and 2 due up. .1-0. Fastball outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Tim Brown hitting .276 on the year, but batting .297 against right-handed pitching. The Quakes keep Brad back in the bullpen for right now. 2-0. Fastball outside. 3 balls and no strikes. With the catcher, Nick Hundley, waiting on deck. There's the 3-0. Fastball low. That's ball 4, and he walked him on 4 pitches. And now they're loaded for Hundley. Second walk of the inning for Kevin Jepsen. Theofrone, the go-ahead run goes to third. Ramirez goes to second. And Lake Elsinore has loaded them up. With 2 away, here's Nick Hundley. 1 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts tonight. Right-hander against right-hander. First pitch to Hundley. Curved ball upstairs from Jeffy. It's 1-0. Hundley in just his third game with Lake Elsinore. 4 hits in his first 9 at-bats, however. 1-0. In the air, right field, hit pretty well. Remily back on the warning track. This is foul. Almost a grand slam. I mean, it was close, folks. But it was just barely outside the right field foul pole as Hundley took one deep the opposite way. But Jepsen breathes a big sigh of relief as the count is 1-1. Whew, that was too close. Outfield straight away on Hundley. There's the 1-1 from Jeffy. Fastball, where did that one miss? Looked to be pretty good from this angle. Maybe a little bit inside, and it's 2-1. 3,900 plus in the seats tonight. Trying to keep this a tie game, the 2-1. In the air, right field again, but playable for Remily. In front of the warning track, near the line, he'll make the catch. And that will do it here in the top of the ninth, but Lake Elsinore ties at 2 runs on 3 hits. Turner led off with a single. There was a walk, and the big blow, a 2-run single by Peter Ciafrone to tie it. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Lake Elsinore leaves the bases loaded. To the bottom of the ninth we go. We are all tied up. Quakes have blown a 5-run lead for the second straight night, but they've got a chance to win it in their final at-bat. We're tied at 7.
Friends and family visiting you this summer? Don't worry. Add a room instantly by calling your friends at the Red Roof Inn. Red Roof Inns offer quality rooms, friendly service, great rates, and kids stay free. Plus, as a Ready Card preferred member, you'll earn points towards free room nights. With 360 Red Roof Inns nationwide, you'll find locations everywhere, including Ontario, San Dimas, and Victorville. Visit us today at redroof.com or dial 800-RED-ROOF.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank, proud to be your hometown bank, proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
It's the bottom of the ninth here in Rancho Cucamonga. Quakes and the Lake Elsinore Storm are tied at 7. Quakes led 5-0 at one point in this ball game. But now we are tied. Cody Fuller will lead things off against the new right-hander Matt Varner. Takes the fastball for a strike and the count 0-1. Varner, the 5th pitcher used by Lake Elsinore tonight. Evan Meek started, worked into the 5th. John Thomas an inning and a third, and an inning each for Richie Daigle and Kyle Stutz. Fastball down and away there. It's 1-1. Fuller to start. Then back to the top of the order, Nate Sutton and Freddy Sandoval. The 9, 1, and 2 hitters for the Quakes. Right-hander against right-hander, the 1-1. Fastball on the outside corner. It's 1-2. Fuller tonight 2 for 3. With an RBI in the 4th and a run scored in the 6th. Line scores, Quakes 7 runs, 15 hits, 1 error. Lake Elsinore 7, 13, and 0. Varner from the windup. 1-2. Swung on and missed. He got him on a changeup, and that is strike 3. So Fuller down swinging. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the ninth. Let's tell you about Matt Varner, a right-hander from West Columbia, Texas. 5'11", 200 pounds, an 11th round pick out of the University of Houston back in 2004. Nate Sutton in from the left side. He had a 2-run triple his last time up in the 6th. Fastball down and in from Varner. It's 1-0. Varner on for the second straight night. He worked a scoreless inning in last night's Lake Elsinore victory. 1-0. Swing and a miss on the fastball. It's 1-1. Varner on for the 18th time in relief for Lake Elsinore. No wins, a loss, 4 saves, and a 1.56 ERA. There's the 1-1. Sutton showing bunt. Folded back, and the fastball missed down low. It's 2 balls and a strike. Sutton hitting .400 this month. 5 multi-hit games in his last 6 contests with 2-1. In the air, right center field, hit it well. Howard going back, looking up. It's off the top. It's gone. I swing hard. A solo walk-off shot for Sutton. The Quakes win it 8-7. Sutton homers for the second straight game and wins it for the Quakes in walk-off fashion here in the bottom of the 9th. His 5th of the year, and there hasn't maybe been a bigger one. 22nd RBI, and this crowd of 3,900 plus is going to go home happy as the Quakes win it. I tell you what, we had the mojo working. Mark Sines had the rally ice cream sandwich. You still got a little on your face there. Yeah. Get a napkin. Hey, all right. John Souter back at the radio station was playing some Revival. Everything comes together, and the Quakes, after blowing a 5-0 lead, come back to win 8-7 on Nate Sutton's walk-off home run here in the bottom of the 9th. In the 9th, a run on a hit is all the Quakes needed. No errors, none left. Final score tonight, Quakes 8 and the Storm 7. We'll go ahead and step aside for 90 seconds, come back with the post-game totals, and we'll wrap things up from here at the Epicenter. Quakes win a barn burner over Lake Elsinore, 8-7 in the final. We'll step aside for a minute and a half. Be back with more on the Quakes Radio Network.
Pure energy.
Share excitement.
Sky Sailing at the Warner Springs Airport offers you the chance to enjoy the grace, freedom, and joy of soaring.
Sky Sailing offers rides for 1 or 2 passengers in a sailplane.
Mention this radio station and get 15% off a 40-minute ride.
Give that someone special a flight ticket or treat yourself to the panoramic view of the backcountry in a sailplane.
Call Sky Sailing at 760-782-0404. That's 760-782-0404.
Open 9-5 every day.
For more information, go to www.skysailing.com.
For 60 years, you've included Best Western in your family's summer vacation. To say thanks, the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada are offering a limited edition $50 Best Western travel card and up to 20% off your stays with their baseball fan rate. Experience the best summer ever with the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada, because when you stay any 6 nights with them through August 19th, you'll receive a $50 travel card to use toward a future Best Western stay anywhere in the world, including the 338 hotels in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Visit them today at bestwesternbaseball.com or call 866-743-8738, and remember to book the baseball fan rate. Hey folks, Rob Sinclair here to tell you about the good people at Nationwide Surveys and what they can do for your business.
They can handle customer surveys, employee feedback, and even online and on-site data collection. That's Nationwide Surveys, reliable feedback, fast. Call them today at 1-800-252-0640 or visit them at nationwidesurveys.com. That's 800-252-0640 or online at nationwidesurveys.com.
Welcome back to the epicenter here in Rancho Cucamonga, where the Quakes win it in thrilling walk-off fashion tonight by a final count of 8-7. Nate Sutton, the hero in this one, with the game-winning walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth. With the victory, Rancho Cucamonga improves to 10-12 in the second half, 42-50 overall. Quakes win it with 8 runs on 16 hits. They committed 1 error, and they left 4 runners on base, 2 of them in scoring position. The Quakes win for the 4th time in their last 6 games. Lake Elsinore, meanwhile, falls to 12-9 in the second half, 48-43 overall. 7 runs on 13 hits, not enough for the Storm. They did not commit an error. They left 9 runners on base, 6 of them in scoring position. Somebody just won a trip to Laughlin there on the field back behind home plate. The winner tonight for the Quakes, Kevin Jepsen. He gets the win despite blowing the save tonight. Win improves Jepsen to 2-2. He goes an inning and a third, gets up 2 runs on 4 hits with 2 walks and 1 strikeout. Taking the loss for Lake Elsinore, Matt Varner, who goes just 1/3 of an inning. Varner drops to 0-2, gave up the deciding home run to Nate Sutton to win it. So again, Quakes with the victory. Rancho Cucamonga now 10-12 in the second half, 42-50 overall. 8 runs, 16 hits, 1 error, and 4 left. Lake Elsinore falls to 12-9 in the second half, 48-43 overall, 7 runs, 13 hits, no errors, and 9 left. On the personal side of things, Kevin Jepsen gets the win. He's now 2-2. Matt Varner takes the loss. He is 0-2, and there was no save in this one. Fans, we're going to go ahead and say so long for right now, but don't go anywhere because the Yellow Book USA postgame show is coming up next. We'll take a look at this wild and wacky ball game, take a look at how all the runs were scored, tell you what happened around the California League tonight, and also get you all set up with everything you need to know about tomorrow night's broadcast as well. That's all coming up in just a couple of minutes. For now, we say so long. Quakes win it 8-7. Yellow Book USA postgame show is coming up next. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball has been brought to you in part by the Ontario Airport Marriott, Vineyard Bank, Charter Media, Galliano Winery, the City of Laughlin Convention and Visitors Bureau, Sprint, Chipotle, Red Roof Inn, the City of Rancho Cucamonga, Allstate Insurance, Farmer John, Xbox, Yellow Book USA, and NationwideSurveys.com. KWRM 1370 is the radio home for Quakes baseball all season long. This has been Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball. The Yellow Book USA postgame show is next. The 2006 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes aren't always playing baseball at the epicenter. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Quakes, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at www.xbox.com for more information.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, mission tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, carpet makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walking.
wish you were at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Welcome to the Yellow Book USA post-game show. Put your information up in Yellow Book, not the other book. This is Quakes Baseball.
Fans, welcome back to the Yellow Book USA post-game show. We're on the air where tonight the Quakes celebrate an 8-7 win over Lake Elsinore in a wild one here in Game 2 of a 4-game series. Quakes had a 6-1 lead last night, ended up losing 9-6, had a 5-0 lead tonight, ended up blowing it, only to see Nate Sutton save the Quakes with a solo home run out to right center to walk off with an 8-7 win as they're about to set the fireworks off. So we'll go ahead and close the window and still be able to be heard as I'll have one of the world famous fireworks shows out beyond the center field wall. Let's take a look at how the runs were scored in this ball game. Again, the Quakes never trailed in this ball game, although it certainly was not decided until the very end. But the Quakes started things with a couple of early runs in the bottom of the second. Pat Riley led off with a single to center. He then stole second base, went to third on an infield base hit by Michael Collins, and Cliff Remley delivered an RBI single to left that scored Riley and gave the Quakes a 1-0 lead. Later on in the inning, with Michael Collins at third base, Ryan Leahy hit into a double play for the first 2 outs, but Collins came in to score, and that's how the Quakes went up 2-0. They then doubled their lead in the bottom of the fourth with a couple of RBI singles from Ryan Leahy and Cody Fuller. That made it 4-0, and then the Quakes made it 5-0 in the fifth. Freddy Sandoval led off with an infield single, went to second on a base hit by Rodriguez, the third on double play, and then Michael Collins came through with an RBI single to right. That scored Sandoval, and just like that, the Quakes were on top 5-0. Teams then traded rallies in the sixth. Lake Elsinore got 3 in the top of the sixth, as the first 4 hitters all singled, and the first 3 all came in to score. RBI singles there in that sixth inning for Lake Elsinore from Peter Ciafrone, Nick Crosta, and an RBI groundout by Tim Brown. That brought the Storm to within 5-3, but the Quakes came right back in the bottom of the sixth on a 2-run triple by Nate Sutton, and that made it 7-3. But the Quakes would have problems in the late innings for the second straight game against the Storm, as Lake Elsinore got to Michel Samar for a couple of runs in the eighth on an RBI single by Chase Headley and another one by Matt Hagan after Kevin Jepsen had entered the game. And after that single by Hagan, the Quakes were up by only 7-5. Lake Elsinore had the bases loaded. There were 2 outs, and the 2 tying runs were in scoring position. And with Tim Turner at the plate, Kevin Jepsen threw a ball that got in between the legs of the catcher Michael Collins, went all the way back to the backstop, only to bounce right back off of the backstop, right back to Collins. Tim Brown, the runner at third base, decided to try to come home. Kevin Jepsen came hustling off the mound, took the throw from Collins, and tagged out Tim Brown. And if it wasn't for that play, who knows how bad that eighth inning would have been for the Quakes. Instead, they held the damage to just 2 runs, although Lake Elsinore would tie it in the top of the ninth on a 2-run single by Peter Ciafrone off of Kevin Jepsen. But then again, the walk-off home run by Nate Sutton in the bottom of the ninth. A solo shot out to right center, and the Quakes Quakes win it tonight by a final count of 8-7. This was a great ball game here tonight. Fans, let's go ahead and step aside for 60 seconds. We'll come back, take a look at what the Quakes did individually in tonight's ball game. That's coming up in 1 minute. Quakes win it 8-7. You're listening to the Yellow Book USA post-game show.
Hey fans, Rob Sinclair here reminding you that any night is a great night to enjoy Quakes baseball. Our Monday Madness promotion gets you 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas, and 2 popcorns for just $12. Come out for Weenie Wednesdays and enjoy delicious Farmer John hot dogs for just $1. And every Thursday, quench your thirst with $1 beers and sodas on Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday. To order Quakes tickets in person, stop by the Epicenter from 10 to 5 Monday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturday. You can also order by phone by calling 909-481-5252 or buy tickets online at rcquakes.com.
welcome back. Yellow Book USA postgame show is on the air. Again, the Quakes walk off to an 8-7 win over Lake Elsinore tonight, courtesy of a solo home run by Nate Sutton with one out in the bottom of the ninth. Taking a look at what happened in this ball game, Nate Sutton with his 6th multi-hit game in his last 7 contests. Started the night 0 for 3, was robbed of a hit by diving Sean Kazmar back in the 4th, then came up big with a 2-run triple with 2 out in the 6th, and obviously had the game-winning home run there in the bottom of the 9th. As the Quakes win it 8-7 for Sutton, his 5th home run of the year. He finishes 2 for 5 with a run scored, 3 RBIs. He is now up to 24 RBIs on the season. Freddy Sandoval went 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored. Sean Rodriguez 1 for 4 as well. Pat Riley 1 for 4 with a stolen base and a run scored back in the 2nd inning. Michael Collins had a big night going 3 for 4. All 3 hit singles. They've got the finale going on of the fireworks show. 3 for 4 for Collins with an RBI and a run scored. Cliff Rimley goes 2 for 3, 2 singles, an RBI, a walk, and a run scored. Bottom third of the order came up really big for the Quakes tonight. Ben Johnson, Ryan Leahy, and Cody Fuller go a combined 6 for 12 in this one. Ben Johnson, 2 for 4 with a run scored. Ryan Leahy, 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Cody Fuller, 2 for 4, a run scored and an RBI as well. And unfortunate no decision for Carl Jelena, the Quake starter tonight. He turned in his first quality start of the year, but gets nothing to show for it. Jelly, however, goes 6 innings, gives up 3 runs on 6 hits with a walk, and he sets a new season high with 7 strikeouts. Michel Samar went an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Kevin Jepsen came on there in the top of the 8th with 2 out, got the final out on that wild pitch that wasn't when he got Tim Brown trying to score from third after he chased down that ball off the backstop. Jepsen blows the save tonight, but does get the win and improves to 2-2. Goes an inning and a third, gives up 2 runs on 4 hits with 2 walks and 1 strikeout. Fans, one last 60-second break. We'll come back, take a look at the scores from around the California League, and get you all squared away with tomorrow night's broadcast as well. That's coming up in 1 minute. Quakes win it 8-7. You're listening to the Yellow Book USA postgame show.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, carpet makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the Yellow Book, not the other book. Fences, gates, inline skates, artists, posers, florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Duct tape, landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, bomb bear, wide whale. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the Yellow Book. Let your fingers walk into the Yellow Book, not the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Welcome back. Yellow Book USA postgame show is on the air. Tonight, the Quakes, with a walk-off solo home run from Nate Sutton, defeat the Lake Elsinore Storm by a final count of 8-7. Let's take a look at the scores from around the California League, and we'll start with the ball game up in Modesto, where the Modesto Nuts defeat High Desert by a final count of 8-6. So that's good news for the Quakes, as they will gain a full game on both Lake Elsinore and High Desert. Those two clubs came in tied for first at 12-8. They both lose. Quakes win to go to 10-12, so the Quakes will be just 2.5 games out of first place, right back where they were yesterday, behind Lake Elsinore and High Desert. The final there in Modesto, 8-6, as Ryan Matthews gets the win for the Nuts. He's now 5-8. Jared Plummer takes the loss for High Desert. He is 10-5. The save goes to Scott Beerer, his 11th of the year. Is Tommy Duenas former Quake? I know he was a former Angels farmhand. I'm not sure if he ever made it up to Rancho Cucamonga. He was in Cedar Rapids last year, I think. But Tommy Duenas, former Angels farmhand, homers for High Desert. His 6th of the season, but it's not enough. Modesto 8 and High Desert 6. The final there in Modesto. Up in San Jose tonight, the Giants get a run in the bottom of the 8th, and they defeat Stockton by a final count of 4-3. Justin Hedrick gets his 6th win of the year for San Jose. He improves to 6-0, lowers the ERA to 1.35 in the process. Jason Ray takes the loss for Stockton, falls to 3-2. We'll see him on Tuesday. He'll get the start in Game 1 of that 3-game series when the Ports come to town. And the save to Brian Anderson, his league-high 28th of the year for San Jose. Stockton got a couple of home runs there in Municipal Stadium in San Jose. Myron Leslie, his 13th of the year, and Josh McCurdy, his 9th of the season, but it's not enough. San Jose 4 and Stockton 3. A couple of ball games still in progress in the California League. Inland Empire leading Lancaster 9-6, just down Interstate 10 in San Bernardino. Lancaster has gotten a couple of home runs. Carlos Gonzalez and Chris Rawl have homered in that one. Inland Empire got one from El Gordo, Andy Hargrove, his first of the year. But Inland Empire in the 8th inning, leading Lancaster 9-6. And elsewhere in Northern Division play, Bakersfield with 7 runs in the 5th, holding on to an 8-6 lead over Visalia. Patrick Breen has homered in that one, his 17th of the year. But Visalia right now trailing as they are in the 8th inning up at Sam Lynn Ballpark in Bakersfield. The Blaze 8 and the Oaks 6. That one in progress. Fans, let's take a look at what is coming up tomorrow. Game 3 of this 4-game series. The Quakes will send the right-hander Francisco Rodriguez to the hill tomorrow. Frank the Tank with a record of 2-8 and a 5.69 earned run average. He'll be opposed by Lake Elsinore right-hander Manny Ayala, who comes in at 1-2 with a 2.03 ERA. First pitch tomorrow set for 7:05. We'll be on the air at 6:50 with the Quakes on Deck show, provided I have the time to do a pregame interview and my alternator doesn't blow out for the second straight day, which would just be bad car karma. Also tonight, actually, well, hey, I don't have to worry about doing a pregame interview tomorrow. The Dulcin Tones of Jeff Levering has to worry about doing a pregame show tomorrow because we're on TV tomorrow. So I get to actually tuck in my shirt and not wear a hat and do the whole, lights, camera, action thing. I'll be on TV tomorrow. It'll be on KVMD if you can't make it out to the ballpark. Tune us in, KVMD. Check your local listings. More than likely it's going to be Channel 23 on Charter Cable, but check your local listings and tune us in on KVMD. If you're listening over the air, again, you'll have the Dulcin Tones of Jeff Levering, who will be calling the action for you here on the Quakes Radio Network. And also, remember, post-game fireworks show tomorrow courtesy of the Co-op Network. So, best case scenario, come on out and bring a little portable TV with you. You get the best of both worlds. You get us on the TV, you get the fireworks, everybody's happy. Again, first pitch tomorrow, 7:05. Be on the air at 6:50 with the Quakes on Deck show. Jeff Levering calling the action. Myself and Dan Hubbard on the TV side. And the pitching matchups, Francisco Rodriguez, the right-hander for the Quakes, Manny Ayala, the right-hander for Lake Elsinore. Well, fans, that's the story from here at the Epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga. For everyone who has been a part of this one, especially tonight, my broadcast partner tonight, Bill Sweet from SCS Services. Remember, you can call them at 987-9968. They can take care of all your janitorial needs. Call Bill or John Sweet over there at SCS Services. For Bill Sweet and my partner in crime, the producer and director tonight, John Souter, who did his usual great job, my name is Rob Sinclair, wishing all of you a very pleasant good evening and reminding you that Quakes Baseball is a presentation of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes and the Quakes Radio Network. Again, the final score here tonight, Nate Sutton, the hero, a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th as the Quakes defeat Lake Elsinore by a final count of 8-7. So long, everybody. You've been listening to Quakes California League Baseball.
You've been listening to the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Look your information up in Yellow Book, not the other book. KWRM 1370 is the radio home for Quakes baseball all season long. This has been